Okay, now we are. It's live, baby.
You have one of those fish that are
Yeah,
God, what are those called? The big mouth bass things?
big mouth Billy
Big
bass,
mouth.
actually. Yes. I don't know if it works. We've probably been putting
Those are like
batteries in it in
so
years.
so. I'm guessing like our childhood, it hurts. Like
Probably. Is it in like a 90s thing?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just oh my gosh, those I haven't seen one of those since.
So, wait. I need a. It's a Christmas one. Oh, it used to be a Christmas one, apparently. My brother is informing me.
Yeah, I heard him whisper in my ear.
It's a good
I
microphone.
just it was a Christmas one.
Okay. I don't know how to get the YouTube link. This is sad. I don't see it on my channel.
Is there like a okay settings? Yeah, I don't know how to help you.
Yeah, that's okay. Uh, well, hello everyone, if anyone's watching. Oh, wait. No, what? What is happening? It says we're live, but I don't know where.
Yeah, it says we're live. Like I have a little thing up at the top right that says.
Oh, wait, I found it. Okay.
Okay,
All
we're
right.
good.
Yeah. I'll send the link to you. Where's the chat? Founder. Okay.
Oh, that's so cool. It does it. Okay. See, I've never seen this done before. Is it like like to where you can do this hangout onto YouTube like that?
Yeah.
That's really cool. And it switches whatever someone talks.
Right.
That's neat.
It's kind of inconvenient, but you know, whatever.
It takes away a lot of the pain. Like if you wanted to go in and switch back and forth.
Right. Myself. Okay. All right. Hello. I mean, this, this is being saved for the future, as well as just, being live right now. So, hello, people who are listening. I'm with DavidOZ.
Yeah.
What is the OZ?
It's my initials. No,
Okay,
it is not Oz, but
Yeah.
every day I switch back and forth. But it's OZ, so you got it right actually.
That's what I didn't know why it would be Oz.
Yeah.
You've never expressed explicitly any affinity for the story or Frank Oz.
For Dorothy.
Or Dorothy.
Yeah.
Okay, my brother just crawled behind me. All right, let's get this started. How are you?
I'm doing great. I've been traveling for the holidays. I just got home actually. Where are you from? You don't have to like obviously tell me where, but like I have no idea where you are.
So my address is no. I'm from like a suburb of Chicago. So yeah,
we're very close to each other.
Yeah, I know we're Central Time. Obviously,
yeah.
It is 8:49 right now for both of us.
That's true. Yeah, we're pretty close to each other.
Mm-hmm. Where did you travel?
So I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't live there anymore. I don't know if you've ever been to Oklahoma. I don't know why anyone would be to Oklahoma at any point in their life. But yeah, so it's about like 9 hours south for me, and that's where my parents live in. So Christmas time.
Yeah. And then, what'd you do for Christmas?
Just normal Christmas stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It was a good time though.
Did you get engaged on Christmas?
Got engaged. I didn't get engaged on Christmas.
Oh no.
Yeah. I thought that I wanted to. Okay, so in like movies and stuff, and I guess in real life, when people get engaged, like at weddings or at graduations, and it's like this huge deal, and it's like in front of a bunch of people. I've always hated that. I always like cringe super hard.
Yeah.
I guess if both parties are happy with it, then more power to them. But it was very, very like between us. It was all like our story, I guess. It was very like personal. There wasn't anyone else there. And it's just very us. And so I'm pretty happy about it. We've been together for over 5 years now, so it's about time.
About time. Yeah, you've been holding out.
Yeah. I'm still young though. It's still kind of crazy. Like it's hard to wrap my head around a little bit.
Right. You're probably like 23, 24?
Yeah, I'm 24. I turned 20. Oh. Well, I guess not July.
Yeah. I could just, because of probably your journey of college, like it's the same timeline as mine, basically. So
okay. So how old are you?
I'm 23. Right.
Okay, so yeah, we're virtually the same. Yeah.
Right. We're the same person, actually.
Exactly. True.
I mean, I actually did want to do English ed for a bit there.
So we literally are the same person.
Yeah.
You probably made the right decision. Don't.
I'm English now, which I mean isn't like, at least English ed has a job associated with it. Like you have English is just, it's so broad as to be meaningless, which is kind of terrifying. But I guess a question about that is like, what got you into English and wanting pedagogy and stuff like that?
Yeah, for sure. Well, my mom's a teacher. That obviously helped. As far as like English, I didn't read until like my sophomore year of college. Like I read Harry Potter.
Never read?
I didn't know how to read until my I read Harry Potter. I read Percy Jackson. I don't know if you. I read.
I read less than that. I didn't even read those.
Yeah. So I was probably more nerdy than I'm giving myself credit for right now. But it's not like I was like in English class, like just raving about Huck Finn. In fact, I remember a lot of the time, like I just wouldn't read the books assigned. I don't know if you had, like I just, like we had like Dante's Inferno for like a summer, and I was in AP classes because my mom made me get into AP classes. Of course. And so I did Dante's Inferno, and like I opened it and literally was like, there is no way in hell that you are making me read this. I was like, there is no way. And so I didn't. And I just like spark noted and everything, which fucking drives me up a wall. Can I curse? I can curse.
You can fucking curse all you like.
It drives me up a wall when my kids do that now. I'm like, don't you see? Don't you see? Why don't you want to read this? And then I think to myself,
in like college classes, like people will be like, this semester that just passed, people sitting next to me, we're having a live discussion about books, and they're spark noting and just reading off of it. And I was convinced some people were like really good and like smart and thoughtful, but they just know how to like translate spark notes really well.
Exactly. It's almost a skill unto itself. Yeah. The speed at which I think I got at sort of like, maybe this did help me down the road, like at summarization. The speed at which I was able to read like a passage and then get just vague enough of an idea to make my teacher think that I was, thoughtful. It was a skill, but ultimately I took a course on African American Lit, and then I took a course on Paradise Lost, which is funny given its epic poetry and given my history with Dante's Inferno. And I had good teachers for them, and it just totally turned me around. I couldn't stop reading after that point. And still to this day, I'm pretty much making up time. I'm going back and reading all the things they assigned me in 11th grade that I never actually read. Yeah.
Okay. So you're like reading consistently now. I mean, obviously you read for your Borderlands video. So like, that was.
Yeah, that was fun. That was weird. Have you ever read like anything?
Game books? No.
Have you ever? Okay. I'm going to be right back. I promise.
Oh, sure. I like how he's in like a Twin Peaks world.
Okay.
He's in the red room.
I want to show you something that blows my mind, and this might make it into a video one day.
Okay.
This is something I've had for years. I don't know. I was like nerdy or whatever. It's Assassin's Creed: The Secret Crusade. Okay, so it's like and I read this like, and you can laugh at me. I don't care. Feel free. This is 450 pages. This is literally just Assassin's Creed 1 novelized. That's all it is. Like text. Like they put the script from the game into a book, and he just describes like the parkour, and it is like one of the most surreal things I've ever read, because I was just like, why wouldn't I just play the game? So, that's a conversation.
You want to like bring that up in your Assassin's Creed video? I mean, like, because you said you're writing that.
I don't know if I have like, I kind of have this weird affinity with and just relationship with Assassin's Creed. I don't know, like if this was the case for you, but like that was one of my first games that I was able to like, that was mature, like the first Assassin's Creed game, and it was like mature and edgy, and like there's like the science fiction elements in it, and I was like so into that when I was like 14 or 15.
Right.
So I got like the book and stuff like that. So if I wrote a video about it, it would just be like a paragraph where I'm just like, look, can you believe this exists? That people are paid, that Oliver Bowden was paid ostensibly to just watch a guy play the game, and then
you don't think they gave him like the scripts or anything? Like he just like watched Let's Plays of it?
that's I don't want to think of it because that's my headcanon now, and I'm not gonna entertain anything else.
Right. And it's interesting too, because like nowadays you could just like rent video games from the library, like a book. You don't need the book, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's my understanding, I think, that it's like a marketing thing for the publisher to get kids reading, because kids don't read anymore. And so if they're like, oh, fuck yeah, Assassin's Creed, they're going to be like, this is going to be the only thing that gets them into reading.
What's getting kids reading now is Fortnite, like tutorial books, and Minecraft stories.
Do Fortnite tutorial? Because I'm going to go to Amazon.
There's like a lot like secrets to being good at Fortnite. You know, just like also they say hacks, but there aren't any hacks. There aren't like any literal hacks that you could do.
That's a word that's like totally lost meaning. It just means I don't even know what it. Yeah, Fortnite, Diary of a Roblox Noob : Fortnite.
Wait, what?
That is an Amazon bestseller.
So like he transitioned from Roblox to Fortnite. Like he used to be addicted to Roblox. Hey, Matt Lucas is watching. My friend Matt. Hi, Matt. Sorry, I cut you off.
I have nothing to say about Diary of a Roblox Noob.
Oh, apparently they're like coaches who teach kids Fortnite and shit.
I have heard about that you can pay. You can pay for Fortnite coaches. Yeah, which is okay.
Have any of your students
paid for Fortnite?
You know,
I would ask them to leave. No, but like last year in my class, it was awful. It was just constant for like that, because that was right when Fortnite was blowing up.
Yeah,
it was like Mr. Zorn, like what? How many wins do you have? and I was like, well, I did play at the time. I have a group of friends that I said I think I had like 3. And I was like 3, and they were like, "Oh my god, I have 50!" They were like, "You're so bad." And I was like, "No, I just have a full-time job." Like I was like, I can't be good at that game. I just don't have the time anymore.
Yeah, maybe because and here's something you've talked about in your videos, like you really want to complete a game like 100% to talk about it. Is that really going to be a thing for you as much anymore? Or
no. That's a great question. No, it's not. It can't be.
Right.
It just can't.
Especially with like Red Dead coming out, like with you.
Actually, that's funny that you say that, because like that was the breaking point for me. Because I love when they give me like checklists, and I love. Okay, I shouldn't say that I love this, because that makes it sound like I'm endorsing it. I don't think video games should do this necessarily, but like it works on me.
Yeah. You love mowing the lawn.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I see that opportunity, but if you go in and figure out how long it takes to do that on Red Dead Redemption 2, the futility of life just swamps over you. It's just like, why the hell am I even doing anything?
What's the stat on that? Like, what do people say?
Oh, it's like easily 150 hours.
Oh,
because they have a compendium of every gun, item, horse, animal, and you have to study each of them. It's not enough to just like see them.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some like apparently this robin. There's like a robin in the game, like like a red bird. Yeah, and it's like like Batman, and it's like very, very rare. And people have spent like 10 to 15 hours just looking for this robin. I was like, I just can't do that.
Jesus Christ. Is there not like a... Oh my God. That's good. That's good.
What about you? Like, have you ever had that compulsion?
Never. I'm the opposite. I've completed 0 games probably.
No, you're the best. You're the right one here.
Thank you. No, but I mean, I tried in like high school with Modern Warfare 2, but I didn't because the Spec Ops missions are like super tough, and I got tired.
Oh, is that when you had to do the like the veteran difficulty?
I mean, I beat the game on veteran, which is not like a fun thing to do. That's work.
I tried to do that with Modern Warfare 1, and like did you ever try and do it with that game?
No.
Okay, because that mission all gillied up. I don't know if this is the case in Modern Warfare 2 because it's practically like the same engine, but on veteran it was just grenade spam on single player.
Oh, really?
Like all I was doing was chucking back grenades. Like,
yeah. Oh, are you talking about like at the end by the Ferris wheel and shit?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that would
exactly.
Be that
when
sounds
you have to
miserable.
Protect Price when he's like going. I couldn't beat it, so I just never went back.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. But yeah, there's that, and then Half-Life 2. I think I got most of the achievements for that one. And then that's basically it. I've never been compelled. I'm more just there for like the story generally. And then, doing the side stuff, I'm usually like, oh yeah, this is all busy work. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed 2, I did mostly nothing.
And I hate, hopefully I think I've turned a corner. But like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like that is just like, it's like put it in my veins, crack cocaine. Mm-hmm. Like I'm like all the towers, all the little like pigeons you have to find. Like it's just relaxing. I don't know.
Someone in the chat. Sorry, I'll go back to that. Someone says Jim Carrey passed today. In total shock. Will always love you, Jim. I'm not sure who is Sarah Bees or who Jim is, but Jim Carrey, right?
I don't see the. Oh wait.
If you click
I don't have the.
You don't have the YouTube link?
Okay, the YouTube link. That's right.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Okay. Anyway, maybe Jim Carrey's dead.
Hope I can say here. Jim Carrey passed today. In total shock. Will always love. I don't know. It's so fun. I mean, it is.
Like funny. I don't know if he is.
Jim Carrey did not die.
He's fine. Let me call him. Real quick.
Either Sarah Bees is like.
You're good? You're good. All right. Yeah. When's the Mask 3 coming out?
Hopefully.
Next week. All right. See you then. We're fine. We're good.
Either Sarah Bees is like a bot or she is on a next level of humor because that made me laugh. Okay. Continue on. Serious video games.
Video games are serious. So Spider-Man. Yeah, I feel like Spider-Man's kind of like an ethical collectathon. I don't know. It doesn't feel like too hard to do everything. It's not like that arduous of a task. Yeah. Maybe like taking out the bases if you want to get all of the like base tokens, doing the challenges and stuff is kind of a difficult thing to do, especially when it's like use like fire extinguishers to hit 20 people. It's like, what?
Yeah, no, I never did those. Like I don't those didn't count. Those didn't count towards like the 100% on the. That's all I care for.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so, the number. Yeah. But I get what you're saying for sure. Like Spider-Man, of course, it's not a collectathon in the genre sense of like Mario 64, but essentially because the movement is a lot of the appeal of the game, it's okay that there are mindless collectible tasks because the movement is fun.
Right.
And that's just not the case in 95% of open world, third-person open world games that have the same kind of collectibles.
Yeah, like Assassin's Creed is automated.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun for anyone anymore to like hold up and climb up the building. Like,
yeah, it looks cool
engaging.
like at the time.
Yeah,
but yeah,
God damn, it was cool
later
when Assassin's Creed 2 came out.
Oh yeah. Even Assassin's Creed 1, I was always like, holy shit, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, I loved that game. I still like that game a lot.
I mean, you're gonna talk about it, though. Are you gonna like? You talked about Andromeda, and then I guess Horizon Zero Dawn you kind of didn't like, but I don't think you disliked the story 100. Like,
yeah, did you if you go to those videos, I've kind of put like a little addendum at the bottom, where I talk about this a little bit, and of course, I'm not big on. I would never delete these videos. I think they're valuable, at least like. I don't know. I guess they're like, I agree with some of it, but I think the Horizon one in particular was bad for exactly what we're talking about. Was that it was like samey, but it didn't have anything like Spider-Man has. Like it was literally just a generic third-person open world game to me. And man, like I feel like the combat in that game is one of the most overrated combat systems, because if I was on the hardest difficulty on that game, because I'm an elite gamer, and it was like the most like rigid structure of what you were supposed to do. Like you saw an enemy and you had like a 1, 2, 3, like an MMO combo that you were supposed to do, and it was like the same for every. It was like, and it's been like a year and a half since I played this. I think it was like, like an armor piercing arrow, and then like this other arrow, and you just hit it in the weak spot, and then it's over. And it's like the very like smallest amount of detail that the game had in terms of changing that up was just like elemental stuff that you can get that we've had in video games for years.
Yeah.
And that just wasn't enough for me to. I just thought it was like the most average game I've ever played. And it wasn't bad. It was just, it was just
fine.
Like, it was super symptomatic of like AAA games today.
Yeah.
Like it was really pretty. It was narrative focused third person game. And at the time, like I was just feeling pissy. I think I just felt like I wasn't being critical enough. This is what I did with the Mass Effect video. Like I go into these videos and I've learned my lessons since. I'm just not that critical of a guy. And I just like say to myself, everyone that does these long form videos, everyone that makes video essays, like they get clicks because they're critical. Like that's an undeniable.
Right.
Like
the most negative
reality.
Ones,
exactly. That's an undeniable reality of our space.
Yeah.
It's the same reason we have like those like, Fortnite wasn't dead, it was murdered or whatever. Like, people want that, and it's just not my strong suit. And I tried to be, and I just am not that critical. I'm not that negative about it.
So, I mean, you're like never going to cover a game you're negative on, or would you just like sort of focus on like the rhetoric and, the narrative?
Yeah. It's kind of what we were talking about like the existential, like the futility of life overcoming me, is that like I don't know if I'm gonna make a video, I'm gonna do it and it's gonna take months and it's gonna be a lot of work, and it's like I just don't know why I do that right now at this point in my life about something I don't enjoy.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It just doesn't. I can't justify it, which is part of the reason why the Red Dead video has taken so long. And I've gotten to a groove with that game, but it is not a game that I love playing.
Yeah. Are you just talking about 2 or 1?
Red Dead 2. I'm doing the video over 1. I wanted to me is so much more like digestible. I'm not saying it's a better game, but like like Red Dead 2, if I have 2.5 hours to play that game, the first hour feels like I'm like bathing and shaving and eating, and then I get to play the game, and then I have to like prepare for the next day. And so I have these like windows of time where I'm not really playing a video game, when I'm just preparing to play the video game inside the video game.
Mm-hmm. And I guess if you're into role playing that hard, I feel like it's worthwhile to someone. And I think that was kind of one of the interesting parts about Red Dead 1 was like doing some of the side stuff, like doing bounties or I'm trying to think what else. I mean, even just
they had like the cow herding.
You know, I mean, wouldn't do it that often, but you know, just like living as a cowboy, like playing like Liar's Dice or whatever, you know, doing the activities felt almost more ludonarratively interesting than the main game, which is just, you know, murder.
Shooting galleries.
Right, exactly. But then it gets to a point where it's like, if that's all you're doing and there's not that much, like you're just, you know, you're just hunting or you're just bathing, you're just shaving, you're just eating, getting food or whatever. You know, I mean, people who play hunting games, it's like the new Cabela's.
It's the new Cabela's game. It's the game that's at all the like shitty bars, like with the golf, with the golf game with the rolly thing, like the.
Wait, what?
Top Shots Golf 2000. You know those golf games?
I know. Like, what hunting game uses the ball?
No, I'm saying it's right next to that.
Oh, it's right next to golf. Okay. Yeah.
Look, Red Dead 2, if that's Do you remember Time Crisis? I can't.
Of course.
Finish a thought. My brother got like the take home version of Time Crisis, where we had like a little pedal and a gun.
Was it on PS2 or?
Yeah, it was on PS2.
Yeah.
And he would never let me play it, which was really frustrating. But
what's your brother's name?
His name is Devin.
Devin, what the fuck?
Devin. He would never watch
this.
Yeah.
Just timestamp this moment.
Yeah.
You owe David.
I think I did end up playing it like a lot of video games on the PS2 when no one was home.
Yeah.
Because no one could tell me not to. Like
that's how like GTA San Andreas was. Like one of our friends lent us a copy and we'd like hide it. And then when our mom went out, we'd play like an hour or two. Because
she's probably heard of GTA San Andreas because of the hot coffee thing.
I don't think so. I think it was just like, it's a game about killing or whatever.
Okay. It was just like the murder simulator. Because when I talk to my mom about GTA, like she teaches fourth grade, like her fourth graders play that game. And she hears about it all the time about how like they're running over people. And so she just thinks it's like a total, you know, detriment to society.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if a parent sort of contextualizes it well, you know, like some parents, like they'll like have their kid just drive around or whatever and not run over people, hopefully.
I always feel like that's more of a reflection of the parents than it is the game.
Right. Yeah. It's rated M. The title is a crime. Just don't give it to them.
Yeah. Am I invited to Shrek Fest 2019?
Do you want to go to Shrek Fest 2019?
What the fuck is it? I mean, I can make some assumptions.
Oh man, it was such a good time. Well, we went in September, Labor Day weekend it was. And it was a weird time. I could link you a video that describes our time because I went with Matthew, who is commenting in the stream, and then our friend Lamhoot, and then my friend who doesn't do YouTube. And Lamhoot, Dennis, he made a video about our experience or whatever. So if you need any convincing, that would be the way I do it.
Wait, where is it?
It's in Wisconsin.
That's like a hop, skip, and a jump for me.
Yeah.
I'd be there, you know. Okay.
Right, because it was only like a 3-hour drive for us.
Yeah. I'm in eastern Iowa.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Oh, you could drive up to Chicago and then we'd like drive our cars next to each other.
Yeah, and then not actually like hang out.
No, we wouldn't.
Yeah. We just.
Why would we? Hey,
What's
you're at
up?
the fest, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh yeah, we're trying to get a bunch of people who make YouTube videos there and stuff. We're trying to get Hamish Black. I don't know if you've watched Writing on Games.
Oh no, never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Of course I've heard.
Oh yeah. Well, we're trying to get Hamish to go.
Yeah, of course.
So-
I mean, he's one of the, and he feels like one of the first people I heard do this.
Right. Oh yeah, I guess that's a question. What got you into this? Because no. I have like a list of questions, but we got off to a good start, so I didn't want to impose my structure on it.
Going crazy. I've been in a car all day today.
Okay.
Just driving. So
alone?
Yeah, I'm just like craving social interaction.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. So, what were the first YouTube videos you uploaded to YouTube? Because you said you had done like 300 before you started.
Yeah, I'm sad you remembered that.
I took notes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, I did YouTube videos when I was in 6th grade called Random Safari. And if I ever strike it big, Zach,
yeah,
I'm ever like Game Maker's Toolkit size, and people are like looking into my past, they're gonna find this. They're gonna find
it still up?
Random Safari. I wouldn't know how to take them down if I could.
Really? Oh shit.
So this was like a sketch comedy thing that I did with my friends.
Ooh.
So it was like we were like in 7th grade, and I had a camcorder, and we just made we did like a Puddle of Mud music video. I did like a mockumentary about this Flash game called Cube Field, which is technically my first video game video ever. We did like 10 videos. I mean, we were the talk of the town in my middle school.
Oh yeah.
And then when I went to college, my freshman year, I started doing Call of Duty commentaries, which is the embarrassing one.
Which Call of Duty?
I was Black Ops 2013 was Black Ops 2.
Okay.
And then I started, I guess, it would have been the fall semester, my first semester of 2013. And it was that was Black Ops 2, which is a great game in my opinion. And then Ghosts came out after that. And that's when I was like getting into my stride. I was like getting in an audience. That's the game.
What was the audience? Like how big?
Well, I had a video on like Search and Destroy. Like I was like a competitive YouTuber. So I was pretty good at the game, and I would upload game battles footage and like tournaments and stuff like that. And I had one that was like Search and Destroy tips, like a game mode. And I got like 50,000 views.
Oh wow.
It's been unlisted. So I would have videos that would get 1,000 views, 2,000 views, and then I'd have videos that would get like 400, 500. But usually I was around anywhere between 500 to 1,000.
Yeah, at least you had like a dedicated audience, though.
Yeah, and I had like I don't remember how many. I mean, I was in the thousands of subs, but at the time, like Call of Duty, that was YouTube. Like in a little bit before that, like Call of Duty commentaries were everything. Like people were crazy about live commentaries, like sniping montages. Like there was such it was similar, probably not in magnitude to what Fortnite's like today. Like it was launching people left and right into internet. Yeah. So I just wanted a piece of that.
I remember I'm like when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was watching like Hutch and stuff like that. CNanners.
Yeah. So if we ever get into the people that inspired me to make videos, I think we'll be able to relate a lot. But and then I got really a lot of YouTube wasn't actually my main thing. It was Twitch. This was like 2013, 2014. I was like just streaming every day. I just had so much free time in college, like just hours and hours. Like I would stream because it was so new and like not as many people were streaming. And I was so I would stream I'd get out from class and I'd stream until like 3 a.m.
Jesus Christ,
like 10-hour days, just because I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And it was easier to get viewers on Twitch at the time. And I would get like, I was averaging 50 viewers to 100 viewers. I had like 5,000 followers. I was doing really well. It was paying more than if I got like a part-time job in college.
Holy shit.
And then people are really generous on Twitch.
Oh, so it was like people it wasn't just, I guess, is Twitch only subscriber based, or do you get ad revenue?
No, this was before. So Twitch right now, you can do something called affiliate. So I got affiliate recently.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. Which is actually like, not to devalue what I did, but like it's virtually like easy. Like it's like pretty much anyone can do it. And you only need like a certain amount of followers, a certain amount of average viewers, and then you can get subs and ad revenue. But on Twitch, when I was streaming full time, you had to have 500 average concurrent viewers, and then like a certain amount of followers, and then you had to have been streaming with 500 concurrent viewers average for like a certain amount of time.
That sounds
and then
like a lot.
And then you could get the stuff that you can get now for 50 followers. So I never reached that. Like 500 concurrent viewers is it. I mean, that's so difficult.
Yeah.
Like average, like it'd be one thing to have that many viewers. Like I don't even think I ever did that. But like to average that is just unreal. Like I was not even close to that. But now I have like a sub button because I have 50 followers, which was always my dream back then. And then finally, to wrap this up, I started playing Grand Theft Auto 5 when it came out, and my viewership like tripled. Like I would get like 150 viewers sometimes, and it was like I was like. It was
like
just
playing online, or playing
like just playing GTA Online.
Okay.
And I would do like these and I was just like slowly becoming like the worst caricature of like a GTA YouTuber Let's Player.
What is that? What is the caricature of a GTA?
Like the colored hair, screaming everything, like overreacting to stuff.
Oh, no.
It was like I was just devolving into like this thing that I hated.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hated the game. I hated Grand Theft Auto so much. I hated
why did you play it then?
Because I was like the clout, man. I was like in college. It's like, I don't know if we're older now.
Yes.
But I would ask for some sympathy here. Like people do a lot for internet, 150 viewers or whatever. And like, obviously now I cringe looking back at that, but like I was making money. I was like, Twitter followers, all this kind of stuff. And like, at the time I was like, I'm just playing a video game I don't like. I'll get over it. I did not get over it. I ended up quitting. Yeah. I got like threatened for SWAT. Like people would threaten me.
Yeah.
They would like call the campus police. And like someone called my mom a bunch and was like harassing her. So I just like wiped the internet clean of that and never to return again. And this is sort of my first foray back into being an online personality.
Right. But like wholly different, like
about as different as you could possibly be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I guess it's still video games.
Wow. I'm talking to, a big time ex Twitch streamer.
I still forget people that like I got the other day an Instagram message that was like, do you remember me like from chat? Yeah. Like I used to watch you every day and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, I want this gone.
What was the impetus to play GTA 5? Was it just like you knew it was going to get you clout?
Yeah. And it's just like, it came out and it was just like, I don't know, you stream every day. I didn't want to play Call of Duty every single day. And it was like the new big thing coming out. And I played it a couple times, and it just every time I played it, I'd get more and more viewers. And then what I do is, God, this is like a I'm atoning for my sins. It's like venting. I'd like do car shows. I know it's. I do like car shows, and I'd like invite people into the lobby, and they'd like all bring their GTA cars, and I would like walk around and judge them and like pick a winner. I'd like pick a winner, and like kids loved it. Like my viewership was like mainly children.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was like they'd be like screaming into their mics. They'd be like, "These are," you know, like, "Hey, like come look at my," and it was like, it was fun for a bit, but it got bad. I got to the point where I was like dreading streaming, like hitting live. Yeah.
Holy shit. I would not have pegged you as that. I mean, you know, why anyone who makes a video essay, it feels like they wouldn't. That was just two worlds. It's like, how did you transition?
I didn't. I was never that person. It just worked for me. And I guess I'll kind of get into this, but I started making Call of Duty commentaries because I used to watch people like CNanners and Hutch.
Yeah.
And if you remember, CNanners used to make these videos where he'd just have Call of Duty in the background, but he'd talk about like cooking, or he'd talk about like morality, or he'd talk about like he had one that was like let's talk about sex, baby, and it was like him as an adult like talking about sex and like realistic expectations. And I was like, this is amazing. He's like, like talking about things and just being like an intellectual and all this kind of. I was like, this is amazing. I was like, I want to do this. So I started making videos like that. And of course, they don't catch on like my 10 tips and tricks for raid hardpoint or something like that. It's like they would never catch on like that. And so it just, when you're that young and you've never done that before, you will always go to just what works.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time with like big YouTubers, like they just kill themselves making what gets them the most views.
Right. Wow. Yeah. So wait, what?
I'm not necessarily happy about it, but it's a learning experience.
I mean, that's pretty rad. I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was like, I was like a high schooler and I talked over Call of Duty and that was the end of that, you know. But there's this whole fleshed out. You're welcome, world. I dug it up for you.
Yeah. That's a little known because I don't talk about that in my videos, or I don't want people like.
Yeah. I mean, well, you did mention it in your Borderlands video, so. You know, it slipped a little bit.
Can you remind me what I said, or like
you were just like, this isn't the first time I've made videos. Before I'd made like 200 or 300.
Okay,
videos, including Call of Duty commentaries. Yeah.
Okay, so I did mention it then.
Right, it was at the end.
Yeah.
But who are your inspirations in terms of video essays specifically?
Yeah, so CNanners wasn't making video nanners.
he wasn't making C essays.
Yeah, he wasn't making video essays, but he was making I'm trying to not sound like uber pretentious. He's making like intellectual, insightful videos. And so that like showed me that was possible. Hutch was doing the same thing. And it was I haven't watched all of your interviews with other video essayists.
But I don't expect you to. One's 4 hours.
I kind of get the feeling that everyone gives a similar answer to this, which is Matthew Matosis. Matthew Matosis, Bunny Hop. And then that was what I watched. Aaron Signal. Aaron Signal is probably the one I watched the most of. No, Bunny Hop's definitely the one I watched the most of those three, but Aaron Signal's maybe the one I took the most inspiration from. And then recently, before I started making the videos, and you can, it was like writing out. It was like the shorter Turbo Button. Turbo Button might have my favorite video of this whole space.
Which one?
And it's how cover systems ruin shooters.
Okay.
And just in terms of, it's not my favorite video necessarily to me. I just think it's one of the best, objectively, I guess. Mark Brown, and then I think it really started to take shape for me with, God, dare I say it, like Noah and Joseph Anderson.
Yeah. I mean, that's like those two are the culmination of your style. Like
which I like. I almost like didn't even want to mention it because I'm just
tired of the comparisons. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It's obvious. I wish that some people would. Okay, Noah's a different one. Because I bet I guess we are pretty similar. But
I mean, because like Noah feels more apt than Joseph because like Noah is way more interested in the story and stuff. Like, and the way he like his is, you know, sort of semi-stream of consciousness. I don't know if it's exactly. I'm sure he structures it, but I don't know, just the way he speaks and his personality. You know, like not that you're the same as him, but
I really like Noah, and I actually think he gets kind of a bad rap from people. But Joseph in particular, I love his content. I watch his Twitch stream sometimes. He's like a really funny guy. But as far as just aside from being about video games, and I guess being like analytical or whatever, and the video length, we really aren't similar at all.
Right.
And that's what frustrates me. I get way more baby Joseph Anderson than I do baby Noah Gervais. And it's just because of the video length. That's the only reason.
Stupid.
Yeah.
They don't like they're just not thinking. Because Joe is way more interested in like talking about like how to break down the game and
mechanics.
I'm
just gonna stay in my lane on that one. I don't think I'd be very valuable talking about Dark Souls hitboxes.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, maybe you could, but that's a way different lane than like talking about, you know, like Borderlands being about capitalism and how the loot system like and reinforces that narrative. Like Joe, like so recently I've been like falling asleep to Joseph Anderson videos. Like they're really good, like things to just look at and then slowly fall.
Yeah. I guess I've done that with plenty of essayists.
Right. And like, you know, the Uncharted one is like 3 hours long, which is great, you know, enough time to fall asleep. And like most of that's just summarizing the plot and then like I guess kind of critiquing the plot and like how consistent it is or whatever. So it's like a way different way of looking at it. Like he's a writer himself. He writes novels. Yeah. So like that's obviously what he's interested in is like the craft of creating a cohesive, you know, consistent story or whatever. Whereas someone like you know, you're more interested in theme and you know, the ideas being presented.
He actually, now that I think about it, you bring up like a good point that I hadn't really considered about his content. It's like it's changed. Like, do you watch his videos as they're uploaded? Like,
I didn't watch the God of War one because that's long. I watched the Edith Finch one. I've watched some of the more recent ones.
He doesn't do that like summary plot hole.
No,
hardly at all. Like he did in the. Like that's one thing I tried to do with the Horizon video and just failed miserably. It's like I just don't find the value anymore, and I don't think he does either. I think he would agree with this in doing a book report and just sort of going beginning, middle, end. Here's what happens, and here's like the plot holes in it, and here's why it, and here's why like, you know, this happened in terms of like. It's basically like a Boolean function. It's like if X happens, then Y. If you know Nathan Drake did this, then you feel this. And I don't think he finds that terribly helpful, and I don't. So I think he's transitioned into using examples, which is how you should do it. So you should come up with some sort of thesis, topic, idea, point you're trying to make, and then pick out examples. It doesn't have to be chronologically. He would just start from the beginning of the game and then go to the end.
Right. I guess I should transition to his more recent stuff. I mean, I've seen like the smaller videos because those don't take as much time.
Yeah, exactly.
But obviously, he wouldn't summarize in the shorter ones. But what you said is interesting. Is your writing process thesis based? Because I mean, at least your older ones felt a bit more stream of consciousness, sort of like you were like playing through the game and you kind of wrote down your experiences as you played through the game sort of linearly. And like, do you think you did that with Borderlands? Because like the first Borderlands one felt like, or when you talk about Borderlands 1, it felt more like thematically based.
But then I think it kind of went into the sort of stream of consciousness after that.
Yeah, I think that's a perfectly reasonable way of looking at it. I guess the lame answer is I don't know if I put that much thought into it, which might imply that it's stream of consciousness. So for me, it's just, for me, it's always been about like the experiential part of video games. So like the affective, like the things that it makes you feel, I guess. And less so about, like I said, Dark Souls hitboxes.
Yeah.
And so by virtue of that grand thesis, I think a lot of times that turns into stream of consciousness because it's supposed to be somewhat authentic, emotional, and from my I guess my pathos as opposed to my logos. And so for me, it's like, did a part make me feel something, and then I just kind of go and type, and then I clean it up later. And if it comes out, every video I hope I work on improving, but if it comes out lopsided or stream of consciousness or even just rambly, then I guess that's just how it's going to come out.
Right. Do you like once you record VO and are like editing it, you're just like it is what it is?
Well, I never in absolutes. I've gone back and changed things up, or I've found hypocrisies or just confusing bits, but maybe we'll get into this a little bit because I didn't really touch into it. But like this YouTube channel to me isn't, a lot of this has to do with my previous experience doing this as like a job. It's not my job. It's not an attempt at becoming a job. Otherwise I'd make more videos. I don't aspire necessarily to be an analytical YouTuber as a career or as a job. And like, holy hell, more power to you if that's what you want to do. And I really, really support that. But for me, if it happens, it happens. But I sort of am just trying to get the product out for me. And so by virtue of that, I'm not terribly perfectionist about it.
Right. Yeah, you said in your Borderlands video probably that if I suck at my job, that's one thing. But if I suck at this, who cares? You know?
Yeah, I don't really care. Like people, I get a lot of, I mean, God damn, you get a lot of criticism when you make these videos.
I mean, you go ahead and say like, leave any criticism.
No, I know, and I'm saying like,
you're saying like petty criticism, or
yeah, and just like just the most random shit, like they will find a voice crack and just they'll write a paragraph about it. And I'm like, I cannot be fucked to go in and re-record a line because I have my voice cracked. Like, I just look, I can frame it any way I want. I can say, look, it's the authentic me. But like, that's not even true. I just don't give that.
Yeah, like, I don't care. That's authentic. You don't give a shit. That's as authentic as, you know.
I mean, obviously I give like a little shit because I'm like talking about it, but like, it's more just I'm just constantly blown away at how people will just pick on the most random shit.
Yeah. I'm trying to, I don't know, like, there's some, I remember, it was like, what was the thing? You said, you were trying to say some word in like the Borderlands video. And I was like, is this like on purpose? Or is this on accident? I forget. It had to do with like femininity or something. I forget exactly what it was, but you had to like you had to like stop yourself and reset it.
When I messed it up in like 2 or 3 times in a row, because that was on purpose. Like, I left that in there on purpose.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was by design. It's good, not. Good.
It's. Yeah. I hope. I mean, thankfully, I have such small comment bases that I have not been like critiqued on minor gripes and bullshit.
Yeah,
So
the
I'm not looking forward to that.
GTA one's the worst one.
Oh, because that's your biggest one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. What a I mean like Noah has like how many subscribers and he fucks up, and maybe people do comment about that. I don't know, but it's like it doesn't matter.
Can I ask you? Can I flip the interview real quick?
Fuck you, no. Yeah, please.
Okay, so you inspired me to go look at my comments, which I don't do a whole lot. Fantastic video, but definitely needs quiet background music. Where do you stand on that? Like, I'm open to any and all opinions on this.
Right. I mean, like, obviously the people that you're inspired by rarely, if ever, use music. Like Aaron Signal, I don't think, does he use music?
He does sometimes. He'll use the music from the game, but he'll usually like, open it with it and then have it under and then close with it.
Okay. Because I don't I mean, there are people who do fine without it. Like Innuendo Studios, I don't know if you've watched his stuff, but he doesn't use music. Like, I don't think it's necessary. Like when I'm watching your video, personally at least, when I watch them, I'm not like, I could use a little lo-fi hip-hop.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. It's like, no, it doesn't need it.
Okay.
But I mean, if you want to experiment with that, that's more power to you.
Probably not. Just more work on my end. I don't want to do.
Yeah, that's the fucking picking music is super hard. Even for like my 7-minute videos, I'm just like, I've got to like level it and I got to figure out what fits. This is
okay. So you're a great example as to what I would never see myself doing is like that Magic Mike video, which I love.
Oh, thank you.
And I think I love that video. I've actually watched it multiple times. Like months later, because I'm like, oh yeah, I don't remember like everything in that. I just remember that he really liked it, so I'll go back and sort of refresh myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you obviously like edited things so much deeper and like more intricately than I ever would for one of my videos.
Well, I mean, yeah, like I don't know. I feel it's important to like especially with a movie and stuff. It's like it's good to have relevant footage, especially when it's like only 2 hours of footage that I have to scrub through. It's not too big of a deal. But yeah, and then there's there's the music, and then there's the graphics, and it was a lot of work. But I had my cousin. He helped me a little bit with it. We sat there and like worked on it with each other. The music video, the intro, that was all my cousin. That was not me at all.
Okay.
I need to give him more credit for that in the video, probably. But I just sat behind him, like watching Red Letter Media, and he would just sit there because he's like a very meticulous person. He would do source filmmaker animation, so he's used to like watching something and like doing something really small and like repeating it, seeing if it works. So like that was all him, like every tiny cut and effect or whatever. I tell him he kind of went overboard a little bit, but like I can't, he put in so much work.
It's probably not very sustainable. Like unless he wants to do that as a job, like you're not going to be pumping out a video a week like that.
No. Yeah. I mean, I want to do sort of fun, sketchy sort of stuff at the beginning of stuff. Cause like my friend Lamhoot, like I said earlier, he does a lot of that stuff, like especially in his early work. And like I don't know, I just find that kind of endearing, to have a little.
Yeah, no, I've watched plenty of Lamhoot's videos.
Oh, okay,
he did like the SpongeBob.
Don't bring up SpongeBob.
Okay, I'll never do that again.
He's not fond of that side of his.
Yeah, never gonna happen again.
Yeah, but yeah. Wait, what are you referring to though? Talk about SpongeBob.
No, I just remember like watching those videos.
Oh, okay.
Let me just make sure I'm not gonna embarrass myself here. Yeah, I really like this guy.
Yeah,
I always like laugh at his videos, like way more than anyone that does these analytical videos. Like, we need more humor in this shit.
Right. If you watch his most recent video, the Game of the Year one, that's where he talks about Shrekfest.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm not subscribed, but I am now.
Yeah. You weren't subscribed?
I'm telling you, man, I'm terrible.
What?
I am now. Okay.
Jesus. But yeah, so he would do, like he's one of my bigger inspirations in terms of like just like tone and like, generally like having something a little bit extra.
Yeah, for sure.
At least for me, like some people can write really long videos. I want to kind of get into that, but until then, I'll pad it out with some goofs.
Yeah. Do you find the dude?
You got?
I already had one today.
Oh,
I'm watching my figure. I'm joking. I'm joking.
This video is not sponsored by Dr. Pepper, but
unfortunately, but it would be if we were given the opportunity.
Yeah. But you were saying?
Oh yeah, like do you like these videos like Joseph Anderson, Noah, I guess me, there's others. Chris Davis, I guess, does videos like this. And like, is that a turn off for you? Like when you see the length, like, are you less apt to?
So length isn't necessarily bad.
What are we talking about here? Okay, keep going.
It's how you use it. That's
the motion of the ocean.
Exactly. I mean, with you, like, I like your personality, I like your writing style. It's like I'll watch yours. Noah's go on for really long, and they're like super dense, and it's like, holy shit, I need to like pay so much fucking attention. I mean, yours are dense too, but like he's got like a 3-hour video on goddamn like Baldur's Gate. It's like, I don't know if it's Baldur's Gate. It might be Neverwinter. But it's like he writes about stuff that's not necessarily in my wheelhouse, so it takes a lot more effort for me to like get motivated to watch it.
For sure.
And Joseph, I guess it's the same thing, like motivation. And I guess like his earlier work, like we said, is sort of summary based and such. So like that Uncharted video, I'm never actually going to watch that outside of falling asleep to it.
Yeah.
But like I like his shorter form stuff, and like Matthew Matosis, his shorter form stuff, like that Sonic Dreams collection video. That's like actually a good ass fucking video about postmodernism. Like what the fuck? Why doesn't he do more shit? Like
I always like include Matthew Matosis almost like another bubble.
Another tier.
Yeah, not necessarily tier, but just sort of on it. Like I feel the same way about Bunny Hop, but apart from Matthew Matosis, like because Bunny Hop is like on some like journalism shit.
Yeah.
Like none of us are on journalism shit. Like we're not like we're just boys.
I'm not getting new facts. Yeah, I'm not going out into the world and not going to a noodle shop and watching the thing go up and down.
Yeah.
Though I do miss Bunny Hop's like the Metal Gear Solid
like the critical
analyses. Yeah, the critical. Thank you. That's the.
Yeah.
I wish he would do that more often. I mean, obviously, it's probably not monetarily.
Yeah, I'm probably Bunny Hop's #1 stan.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a money thing for him, but I really
he paid by video or monthly
on Patreon? I don't know, but he makes on Patreon.
I'm gonna gaggle it. Let's see.
I think for him, he wants to. This is my read, totally unsubstantiated. I really think he wants to transition towards being more of a professional.
Yeah.
In games media, and have Super Bunny Hop become a brand outside of just video essays.
Right. Because does he have like employees and like I know he wanted to get an office at some point. I don't know if that ever went through.
I don't know.
But yeah, I mean he's showed his ambition and like he's able to get these connections. So but yeah, I just like the journalism's cool, but I like his take on shit. Like,
for sure. I agree.
Like that Metal Gear Solid 3 video. Fucking genius.
Yeah. Is that the one he like loves? Is that like his favorite, or is it two that he? Okay.
I mean, I think he likes 2, but like 3 is like the gameplay and stuff, and he did like the European Extreme no kill run of it. And,
yeah. I even watched recently. I rewatched his videos on The Witcher, which are kind of in the same vein of the 3 Witcher games. It's like summarizing the Witchers, I think. And he does exactly that. He does what I or Joseph or Noah all aspire to do, but he does it in like a 15-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's covered the same amount of meaningful content as one of my videos does.
Damn.
So no, I'm not like shit talking myself as much as I am just saying like he has just got that shit down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an amazing writer.
Mm-hmm.
Like the pacing of his videos are fucking
and he's
great.
Funny.
And he's funny.
I know I'm like you know, on my knees over here, but I just really like that guy.
George.
Cheers.
I don't know if you like Dr. Pepper, but whatever. All right, let's see. I got a few questions here, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know how long this should go because I don't know if anyone wants to watch like a 4-hour interview.
It's your show, man. Just do what you want to do. I mean, I can.
You're right.
Yeah. It's like your thing. If you want me to give less long answers, I definitely.
No. I'd rather you. I don't want like truncated, like awkward, like yes or no questions. You know, that's fucking weird.
My favorite video game is Super Mario World.
Really?
No, that was. Well, I don't know. It's up there, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
From when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've even played that game since I'm like a fully formed adult.
Yeah. Do you do you like distinguish between like a nostalgic favorite and a like smart brain favorite?
I guess. I was the Super Mario World thing, my favorite game that was more just an example of a super short answer to something. But for me, God, I don't know. That's such a good question. It's kind of like that bogus like our video games art thing. It's like does it really matter? But if we're going off definitions of favorites, I guess I have to include nostalgia.
Okay.
Like I would be irresponsible otherwise.
I don't know if I would. I wouldn't. Nostalgia.
So your favorite game is like your like objectively.
Well, no, I don't. Not like I don't believe in objectively or anything. Yeah. I'm not like this one is crafted the best because the mechanics are tight, and you know, it's just like what I'm feeling. You know, what I'm feeling right now. But as a kid,
what are you feeling right now? I know that's a big bomb to drop on you.
I don't know.
I wouldn't even know what my favorite. If you asked me what my favorite, I wouldn't even know.
Like this last year has not been great for games, or at least like nothing is like moved me or made me feel a certain way that much. Like I can't even. I don't know. I played Wolfenstein New Order, which like I liked. You know, it was fine. It was cool. What else did I play? I don't even remember. This year's been weird. It's been long. Lots of school. Lots of stress.
Yeah. It's that kind of thing influences like your time with games so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like if like your outside stimuli, I guess. Like if you're stressed, like I think that's why I hated Horizon so much.
Oh, really?
It's like I that game was doomed from the start for me. I got it like from a friend. I just was pissed off. I was probably just like, I'm gonna make a pissed off video. I'm just being honest with you. Like I didn't think that, or I don't remember thinking that. Probably subconsciously, I went into that video thinking it was going to be more negative.
Yeah.
Which is never how you should start something like that.
Right. Well, I got a negative video or two coming, but you know.
Yeah. Well, okay, you get what I'm saying. Like I didn't have any opinions about the game.
Oh, okay.
And I went into it saying it was going to be negative.
Oh, that's
it's different. It's different to have a negative, to play the thing and then have a negative thought. That's totally fine.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say it was negative regardless of how much I like the game.
Right. You said about Horizon Zero Dawn that you think it's going to be the last of the this era of open world games. Do you think that still holds up this year?
I mean, it's almost like objectively false now. Like I was like, I was objectively wrong. Like
right. Okay. All right. That's easy question. Red Dead 2 came out. What else? Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out.
That's the big one. That's the one I was thinking. That one's that one might as well be Horizon Zero Dawn.
Right. Okay. Did you play the new Assassin's Creed?
I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since since Revelations.
Dang.
Yeah. That was the last one I completed all the way through.
Was that like 2010 probably?
I played 3 because my friend Tyler gave it to me. And I don't even know why. I think I really liked it. I think I really liked that game. And I never played it again.
I mean, that happens. You play a game once, especially if it's that big. I don't know how long it was, but how long was the first Assassin's Creed game? I mean, you just played it recently, I imagine, or
yeah, I don't know why. Maybe we'll get into something like this, but that is one of my favorite games ever made. Even though it's like so flawed.
Yeah, you said in your Borderlands video at the end, you're like, I'm going to talk about the Assassin's Creed games. I don't think they're really good games, but I like them and they're interesting. So I wanted to know more about that. Like, why do you like them?
The first game's awesome. Like it's not a good game at all, but like it's cool. Like if you can like just become a kid and like just like take off the HUD and you like walk around like Jerusalem and you just like, it's like the most like mall ninja like cringy shit, but like you just walk up to people and like stab them. And, like the art is so cool and it really holds up. I think it came out in 2007.
I feel like the graphics for 1 were like better than 2. Like obviously the art style for 2 was better, but like
I 100% agree.
Okay.
I think what Assassin's Creed 1 is like weirdly one of my favorite aesthetics in games because it's just, especially if you play the whole game without the HUD.
You can do that?
Yeah, you on the PC version.
Okay. Yeah.
I do this. I'm not kidding. I do this like every year. Like I like love this game because you'll get like. So to answer your question, there's like 3 cities with 3 districts each. So there's essentially like 9 chapters, stages, and they take about an hour and a half to beat. So an hour to an hour and a half to beat if you do them like in completion. So
yeah,
it's probably like a 12-hour game.
Okay. Modest.
And so you do like interrogations and eavesdropping. Have you played the game? I mean,
yeah, I played it probably like 2011, 2012.
Yeah, so like it's super repetitive and you like do the same thing in every city. It's like you pick up flags or you like trail someone or you pickpocket them. But what I didn't realize until like recently is like you can actually go into your inventory in the like menu and those things that you're doing, like they'll actually give you documents. And you can actually look at the documents sort of and it'll show like guard placements, or it'll say like every 2 minutes, like this is like guard on the west side switches with the guard on the south side.
What the
or
fuck?
It'll say like the family of the archer like on the northeast tower like died and he won't be at his post during the ceremony or something.
Yeah.
And, like the game never tells you these things, and a lot of times because the game is so easy, you just run in and do it yourself.
Yeah.
But like when you turn off the HUD and you read those, and you can actually like, I mean, it's very like Hitman-esque, and they never did this again in the series. Like they never did it again. And you can actually sort of like plan out your attack and where the guards are going to be and time it perfectly. And it's like the most satisfying thing ever.
So you don't have to get caught doing.
Yeah. Like if you just put in the work, like you can do it to where like not every assassination, but like you can do it to where it, like, I guess the good ending, like it works.
Wait, are there different endings, or is it just
no? Like I meant that's like the good ending of the assassin. So most of the assassinations end with you getting caught, running up on the guy, stabbing him, and then fighting him and running away. It's like
right.
Really, you fall in the water and he can't swim, so he dies immediately.
Yeah. There's that one fucking part where you're trying to jump from pole to pole
on all the boats.
Like, yes. I guess you just have to aim the camera really well. But...
No, it's just a bad game.
Okay.
Don't try it. Yeah, it's just a
don't try to defend it. But yeah, I didn't know anything about that. I thought it was just kind of.
I didn't either. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a secretly underrated game.
Yeah.
I mean, weird to say about Assassin's Creed.
Right. Like no one really talks about the first one anymore.
Exactly, because the second one was so revolutionary, I guess.
Was it revolutionary?
I mean, I don't know. I don't want to dwell on Assassin's Creed, but I guess like a lot of the open world
I see.
design is the
Ubisoft design was like being
exactly
formulated there. Okay. That makes more sense. But I prefer a not open world game, I guess. So I see it as a bad revolution.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a good one. That's true.
Yeah. So let's see. So are you ever going to talk about Nier Automata?
No, I don't think I'll ever. I mean, like I could talk to you about it. I could play it on stream. I could. That's like the one that got away, man.
Yeah.
That's
like your footage got deleted or something?
The prom date. It's like so I use NVIDIA Shadowplay.
Yeah.
And I guess I just was really confident in NVIDIA Shadowplay because I use it for everything. Mm-hmm. And it recorded the whole game in like 580, like resolution. Like I don't know. It was like a square, like a standard def square. Yeah. And like it was totally unusable.
Okay. Damn.
But I mean, it's sort of my. I mean, I don't know if I could think of like a better game for my YouTube channel because it's like all about existentialism. Like they like
and writers or the names of characters,
and they like that one kind of makes me. And I could just go back and replay it, but at this point, there's been a lot of videos made about it. There weren't at the time. And I don't want to look like, like baby's first existentialism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does anyone else know if they're real?
What's a human?
Yeah.
Right. So like, did you have like any unique things you wanted to say about it, or?
I think at the time I hadn't like written a complete script. I had written a lot of one. At the time, it was more looking at like comparing, like, so I think what the game needed and what maybe people that didn't know about these writers needed was like not explanations, that sounds bad, but like anecdotes or comparisons to what the game was dealing with, and then say like, look, like this book was written about this, or like, you can look at like Sisyphus, or like any, like you can Camus and say like, look, these are people that have come up with these thought experiments that represent what this game is delving into, and then say like real world applications of that. So that's like kind of what I did with the Borderlands video with like the Apple section about Apple and stuff like that. It's like how do we? It's enough to explain that these are taken from the Metamorphosis or whatever, and instead like it should be more, okay, well, how do we take the next step and how do we turn that into rhetoric? What is this saying about our lives? What is this saying? What should we take from this? Like, yeah, because you might add like it on the surface, it's a really sad game, but does it have to be type of thing? So that's what I think. There's a lot to learn from that game, which is sort of my educator coming out, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, when did you start, like, in terms of the timeline of your videos, had you always been in the education program?
Yeah.
At that point? Okay.
Yeah, I was doing teaching stuff years and years before. I started doing teaching stuff in like 2013. I mean, the whole premise behind my original attempt at this was the game school thing was like to be like
game study,
game study. That's right. Was to be like a class period over like a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like a lesson. Like if I wanted something that I would feel comfortable like actually showing to my students. So that they would just roast me into oblivion. I would never recover.
No.
From the roastings if they knew I made 2-hour analytical YouTube videos about Borderlands.
That'd be so fun. Like,
it'd be over for me, man.
Do you think they'll ever find it?
My student teaching kids did.
Really? Like how?
It was bad. I learned a valuable lesson. It's a long story, but I'll try and give like the expedited version.
Yeah.
I was at an event in Oklahoma, and my girlfriend, I guess my fiance now, she like posted a picture to Instagram. Well, I was all privated. She was all privated, or she wasn't privated actually. And she put but they didn't know who she was. And she put a hashtag that was of the event. And one of my students was at that event looking through the hashtag, saw me in her picture, and then like went to her account, saw me tagged as on my Instagram account, Googled that, and then by that found all of my stuff. And so and then this kid was like pretty popular, pretty eccentric type, and he just, it was like literally the next day, like everyone was like they threw out their phones and they were like, bro, you have like 1,000 subscribers or whatever. And I was like, I don't care. I was like, leave me alone.
Oh no.
Like some of them were happy and they're like, they're excited because it's, I don't know, they're student teachers, like makes YouTube videos or whatever, but most of them were just roasting me.
Yeah. What did they roast you about? Just the fact that you did it, or?
Yeah, just the fact. I mean, I just thought like they just thought it was so dorky.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which, I mean, can't really argue with that.
But you're a teacher, like that's
my job.
Yeah, exactly.
Dorky. Yeah. I'm with you. They don't see it that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. Do you teach full time now, or are you subbing? Or
so I moved recently, obviously. So I am a substitute teacher now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like you just kind of wait for them to call you to come in and you
there's like an online portal. If I was a full-time teacher here, I would like register online and say that I'm out this day, and then that shows up for me, and then I click that I'm going to be there.
Okay, yeah. Because like my friend, he was doing some substituting, and like they just call him. They just call him when they need him. Like it's not even like.
Does he get called at like 5:45 in the morning? Because I get called.
I should ask him because I don't remember. He never said like what time it would be. I feel like it was probably at like.
They'll call me sometimes, like if it's like someone called in sick that day.
Okay. Yeah.
And it always happens like 5:45. I'm just like,
oh my god,
leave me alone.
David, we need you. What do you what is your substitute like do you try and teach the class, or do you just like do the homework and then you sit and watch?
I'm a realist, Zach. I am a realist. I do not try and teach the class.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a couple backups, like if things get too wild, but like most of the time with the advent of cell phones, if you just leave them to their own devices, literally, they will just be no issue.
Okay. What are your backups?
Balderdash.
Balderdash? Is that a game?
Have you never played that before?
I don't think so, no.
Like the card game?
No.
It's sort of like I I used to do it in my English classes. It's like God, there might be another game. Essentially, okay, so it's like it comes with like definitions or words that like you've never heard of, or actors or actresses, and essentially like you write it. I would write that word on the board, and everyone has a note card, and they have to write a definition for that word. And then so there's 5 definitions, 5 groups, 5 definitions, and then there's 6 definitions I read, and one of them's the real word. A real definition.
Oh yeah.
And so then I'll read them all out, and everyone votes, and you get a point if someone picked yours, but it wasn't the right one. Yeah. Kids love that shit.
That sounds like a good ass game. I'd be looking forward to that day when Mr. Zorn comes in to play Balderdash.
But I don't. Hopefully, I don't develop a reputation because I don't want people to think that that's going to happen. That's like code red nuclear option.
Okay.
Like if they are just out of control. Like I got to give them something to do.
You like, we're playing Balderdash.
Which some might say is rewarding them for their bad behavior.
Yeah, a little bit.
And I say, I'm probably not going to see these kids again. I'm a substitute.
When I teach full time, never see them again. Not working in this school district.
Exactly.
Excuse me. All right. Let's see. What else do I got here? This is a very good interviewer, someone who has to look at their notes constantly and remind themselves of what they should ask.
You're fine.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So to quote one of your videos, if you think the phrase shooting Nazis in a video game is not a form of anti-white rhetoric, is a form of injecting politics, you are not sane. Do you still stand by this?
Okay, so I have to work through that in my head. So essentially what I'm saying there is, if you are complaining that Wolfenstein is anti-white rhetoric,
right,
because of the fact that you shoot Nazis in it, that you're insane.
I mean, do you think, I don't know, I feel like that's like political now. Like, and it's interesting that your video, I looked it up, it like predates the Unite the Right rally by like a month. But like now, I don't know, like we're in a post,
you know, post Trump, post a lot of things. But like, I don't know. I don't maybe stand by my adjective use, especially in that video, because I think at one point I called Nazis mentally ill.
Yes.
And I wish that I hadn't done that. But not because I'm sympathetic towards them.
No,
I'm actually the opposite. I'm sympathetic towards the mentally ill.
Right. What was were you just like that, like upset with,
no,
Nazism and like people who defended it? Or
well, yeah, I'm upset with it. I think it's asinine. I think I could not wrap my head around the politicizing of that game. Now Wolfenstein 2 is different because they played it up a little bit in the marketing. Like they even did like make America Nazi free again or something. It's like, but the thought that people are feeling personally victimized or like oppressed or like pointed out by the violence towards Nazis in this game, it's just so revealing about those people.
Right. Yeah.
And I mean, I guess that's a little like, I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of criticism. I've gotten a good deal of criticism about that, but I think it's generally just people are thinking I'm like a social justice warrior. But I mean, do you object to that point of the?
I mean, I wouldn't say it isn't, because what you say is if you think it's a political statement to say that, like I feel like it is now. Like in the context of when Wolfenstein has been released, like it has to be, like if you're like, if there are people who are defending Nazism and like you shouldn't just outright
murder Nazis, like that's now a new political statement that you have to contend with, you know?
Okay. So I guess you're getting at something interesting that I hadn't considered before. And I think that maybe my problem is that I'm not actually validating or by saying it's not a political statement, I'm actually devaluing or de-emphasizing how many people believe that, or how many people in politics believe that this is a form of anti-white rhetoric, because by saying that it isn't political, it's sort of saying that maybe it's not as big of an issue as it is, which I do think it is a big issue, and obviously more now than when I wrote that video. Well, I guess in my mind, I don't think it's political, but in the world, it is political. You're right. Yeah. And it's political whether I want it to be or not. I don't necessarily think it's I don't necessarily think it's like maybe what I meant by that, or what I could spin that as, is that it's politicized towards like one of the parties, or one of the two parties, in the sense that I think people think that game is liberal propaganda, or that stance is sort of a blue-haired liberal, screaming woman. And I think that's my issue, is that I think that conservatives and liberals should unite in killing Nazis. I think that this should this should be a non-political issue, that they should absolutely just have there should be no argument between the two. And maybe that's what I meant by it not being politicized or political.
I'm into politics, but I'm not like, I haven't like looked at like candidates and like different senators or stuff. But like, I feel like we might soon get to the point where like, the general, what we say is like a center conservative might hold these views, the Overton window and stuff like that. And that's kind of fucked up. I mean, I agree with what you're saying. Like, it'd be ideal, like, back when Call of Duty 1 and Medal of Honor, like, I guess those were sort of couched in like, American, some patriotism and stuff. I wouldn't go into nationalism necessarily, because you played as other factions, so it wasn't just like America, freaking Noah Gervais talks about this in his video.
I love that video, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great fucking video. But yeah, like at one point, it was like killing Nazis was like, that was a genre. That
exactly, and it was a unifying. It was almost actually a conservative, like this idea of the military and just like protecting our country from the forces of evil. Like this was like synonymous with like the Reaganites, and like I don't understand where this became such a contentious issue. Like, why is there a conversation around killing Nazis?
Because Nazis don't want to get killed.
I just think it's like so weird to me that like people are like, is Wolfenstein saying something about are they subversively attacking conservatives by this game, and it's like it's just killing Nazis. We've been doing this for years, decades.
Right.
They've always been the boogeyman. They've always been like no thought put into it, evil faction.
Right. I mean, I guess like something like Wolfenstein, like this new one, like it brought in the elements of like Nazi ideology that like we'd never talked about before, like the Holocaust and like race and stuff like that. Like before, it was just the Americans need to fight the Nazis because they're bad. Like it was just sort of Nazis are bad, like without any reasons given why. Like if you play Call of Duty, you're just kind of, we gotta go up the hill. We gotta
that's true.
Get the beachfront. It's not like it's not like, oh, I'm a Jewish person, I'm being oppressed by the Nazis. Like they never really addressed that side of it. So I think that might be what like helped usher in people being like, hey,
Yeah.
Liberals.
Isn't
You
it
to bring
funny?
up what it was about?
Isn't it funny how fucking Wolfenstein is the one that like brings the nuanced discussion into this?
Yeah.
Like BJ Blazkowicz is like the paragon of nuanced discussion about Nazis. Like, man,
The
what a
guy
world.
got his face bloodied in the middle of the screen, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Back in 1990, I don't know what year it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is how you ruin your YouTube career, is you talk about Nazis on a podcast.
It's like, fine. It's on my channel. You're cool. I can take the brunt of it.
People are gonna clip something out and be like, you know, Washington Post articles.
What are they gonna say? I don't like Nazis.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Exactly.
Take this out of context, please.
They're gonna just switch those words, and it's just gonna be I like. How are we gonna say?
God damn it! Who would do a hit on me like that? Come on. At least tell me before you're gonna do it.
Exactly.
I can prepare. Let's see. Oh yeah, so your travel video. Obviously not gaming related. But I really like that video. I like, you know, it's just a very cozy, nice, you know, little story, and you talk about like the taking yourself out of time and like the amber, the mosquito and the amber and stuff. Like I really like what you did there. So yeah.
That's good to hear.
How much did the trip cost? Because that sounds interesting. I kind of want to do it.
It just depends on your approach to it. So you can do that. I think at the time you could do that trip for $198.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. But
well, that's like.
But you have first off you have to get to one of them.
I live in Chicago, so.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, sure, for sure. So you could do either way. Actually, you could go Chicago to San Fran, or you could go Chicago to New York City.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be $190. That would be like $90. And so if you just do that, if you just do the Amtrak coach ticket, you don't get like any food. You don't get like, you're literally just on it's like a plane ride without any amenities, but it's like 30 hours.
Yeah. You get a bed, right? Like you'd still get a bed or no?
No.
I just sit.
Not with the night. No, you're in a coach seat, like with the.
Oh shit! Wait,
that's what I'm saying. But they have observation cars, and you can walk around.
Okay, so I could go to the observation.
Yes, and you can. And the observation car has better seats.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not beds, but they're better seats.
Yeah.
So what we did was from the San Francisco to, and people do this all the time, and I think you would be able to do it. I don't think it would be as awful as you think it would be, because you meet new people and it really flies by. But on the first leg, we did like the beds. We had like our own little. It's like did I show it in the video? I haven't watched that video since I made it. Like, okay, so like that. Yeah, we had like a little cabin. That was really fun. Kind of missed that. Yeah. If I won the lottery, I'd just do that back and forth
for the rest of your life. You live on the train, and you had your moms there, like the women that you met.
Yes, yeah. My friend, I don't have a Facebook, but my friend I went with still like has them on Facebook. Like they'll like each other's statuses and stuff.
Yeah, oh, that's good. But yeah, that's like I want to do a fun trip and see all these different biomes and stuff. I'd probably go to California because that's where it'd be most interesting to see like the
definitely would do that.
Yeah,
like that, especially because when you go through the Rocky Mountains, it's like the coolest. I mean, that alone is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, and it's only $100 apparently. So
yeah,
I got to get some people to do that.
It'd be a lot more fun if you had Lamb Who with you or something.
Ooh, well, you'd have to fly in. It'd be too hard. Let's see. Here's a soft question. Do you always do voiceover at night? Is that why you would always say "have a wonderful night" at the end of your videos?
What a great I must do my last bit of voiceover at night every night. I don't think I would say that in the afternoon.
It was just like it was a constant thing.
Weird. You're picking up on things I've never even. Maybe
Really?
I do. I don't know. I've never considered that. I've never thought about how long I make her, because it'll take me, like that Borderlands video, it took me like 5 days to do all the voice.
Yeah. Holy shit. I couldn't even imagine.
Because and I would do it like one in the morning, one in the evening.
Yeah.
Because my voice gets so like gravelly.
Okay. Yeah, for like an hour. I mean, how much
I repeat lines. I repeat so many lines.
Okay. How much would you get done in a day? Like in terms of like, say it's like the video is 2 hours. How much would you get done in like one day?
I used to know this because I was making videos more often. I could probably do 25 minutes. 25 minutes, 25 to 40 minutes, depending on the day and like how quickly. Because sometimes, like, I don't know if you have run into this when you're doing voiceover, but sometimes with like paragraphs, there are certain paragraphs that like I have to do like 5 times because I just can't fucking do it. Like there's just like a section in it, like a sentence that where my like tongue just doesn't work in the necessary way. And then there are some times where I'll just blow through it. So it just depends on the day. Yeah.
I think a lot of times it's not pronunciation or like tongue twisters. It's like, I hate my delivery. Like, I'm just like, I wish I was more enthusiastic or interesting. You know, I watch everyone that I watch is like, I feel like they have a voice, and I always feel like mine is very.
That's because it's your voice.
Well, I know.
You hear it all day, every day.
But like when I talk to people, it feels more interesting. But then when I go into like to record, I'm just like,
yeah. I wish I had a helpful phrase for you. I was lucky because I was doing. I had been doing these Call of Duty shit for 3 years before this,
and the GTA,
and I just didn't. It doesn't. After a certain point of doing this, like it just doesn't affect you much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't like listening to my own videos or my own voice or anything like that. It's just weird.
Have you rewatched any of your videos? Like, do you do that ever or no?
Ugh. No. My GTA 1, I remember watching that like I was like I was driving back from like for Thanksgiving, and it's like 8 hours both ways, and I just like listened to podcasts, and I just like I saw it in my recommended feed, and I like listened to it for like 20 minutes. And then I was like, this is like the most egotistical thing. I'm like driving my car, listening to myself talk about.
That is a bit weird. Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm never doing this again. But I was just like so bored. And I don't know. I like that video. I think that's
that's a good one.
I think that's the only one where I'm like, I wouldn't change anything about that video.
That one, like, you're sort of fully committed to like the thematic reading.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's third person shooting, or I mean, you talk about some like gameplay stuff, but like generally, it's about the story and about like, what is this saying about human nature, sort of the.
Every other video, I would go back and redo entire parts, but I don't think I do that with that one.
Mm-hmm. Do you think GTA 5 does like the social vandalism like 4 does? Do you think it like
no I don't at all.
Okay.
But I haven't played it since and I don't know, I guess I know more things now. I have a different perspective. It was my understanding that game, much like a lot of AAA titles that nowadays, is just full of missed opportunities for like thematic exploration. Like like that might be like the most pervasive, annoying thing for me in AAA video games right now. Is like they're all beginning to become more progressive and including more different like topics and races and genders in there. Like it's not accompanying anything else with it. And it's just like it's just total like.
So you're saying like
it's total window dressing, like Far Cry 5.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, I mean Aaron Signal's video on that.
Yeah, great example. It's like it's like he just that video is if you hadn't played it, which I haven't, you would think that that game was a social commentary of some sort. You would think it would be impossible for it not to be. And yet it apparently says nothing meaningful about anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like GTA is the same way. Like when if you have like these topics of wealth disparity, or like you play as a black protagonist, or you play as like a redneck type, and like like you have like Silicon Valley type people, you have everything, you have all of this room, and I just don't think it did anything with it. Especially not to the degree that GTA 4 did post 9/11 immigration commentary, and I just don't think it was anything close to that.
I think I'm gonna like probably go back and play GTA 4, like having seen your video, having played GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, and feeling sort of disillusioned with what they've been doing. Not that I think Red Dead Redemption 2 is like wholly bad or anything. It's just kind of like I wanted like a smaller, more like obviously GTA 4 isn't small, but like, you know, its main story is like kind of, you can just do that and that's fine
for sure.
You know, but yeah, I want to see
Red Dead 2 is actually another good example of a game that, as far as my understanding, sure as hell had some ample opportunity to talk about race, to talk about Southern sensibilities, to talk about I have a part written about this because I'm from Oklahoma, which is Indian territory.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just man,
is that going to be in the video?
Yeah. It just did not. That game could have been a learning opportunity. Here's the educator again. It could have been a learning opportunity for a whole new generation of people that had no idea about lynchings, had no idea about the Trail of Tears, had no idea about Jim Crow or anything like that, or like Reconstruction, civil rights, and like this like what happened after the Civil War. Like,
well, you can punch a suffragist, so
yeah, exactly. It's like all of these things,
and you can kill the KKK, I guess, you know, whatever.
There is that, yeah, that's true, because that's sort of like the Wolfenstein thing. It's like,
but it's not like that's, you know, it's not contextualized. It's just like
exactly,
if you wanna, you can. If you don't, whatever.
And it just for someone who doesn't understand these things, like and doesn't know or was never taught. Like, I asked my students one year about. This is getting into some deep shit. I asked them about if any of them like have heard about or were taught about lynchings, and like this, and then like maybe, you know, 5 of them of 30 raised their hand. Like, I haven't heard of that term. And then
what grade were they?
This was like 9th grade.
Okay.
And then we're required to take Oklahoma history then, and we had a big thing in Oklahoma called the Tulsa Race Riots, which was like a big deal that included a lot of lynchings, and most of them didn't know. So I was like, okay, you know, I wasn't like scare tacticsing them, but we were reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and it was like very relevant. And I was like, yeah, this is what they did to people. And they were like, oh man, like that's terrible, man, the Civil War. And I'm like, no, that was the 70s. And it's like no, this happened like when your parents were alive.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't know that.
You're saying the Tulsa race riots happened in the 70s?
No, like there were lynchings happening in the 60s.
So, yeah.
And like and no one's ever told that to them before. And like these are important. And here, like I just think that if you're going to make a game about these things and you're gonna commit yourself to realism of skinning the deer and carrying it over your shoulder and putting it on the horse, but you're not going to commit to the realism and the importance of that kind of thing. It's just like the most ass backwards, like rhetoric design. But I guess that's one of the big issues with video games, I think.
Yeah. Would in terms of the Native Americans, do you know?
That's fine. That's
okay. Because I know like some people are fine with American Indian. It's just, yeah. I mean, there's probably a lot of factions of
exactly.
native peoples that have
my
different preferences.
general, and I tell my students this, my thing is on that is like I just go like I don't make that call like as a white guy. I don't know. I just
right.
Like Native American is great.
Okay. So like in the Native Americans in Red Dead 2, like I haven't gotten that far in the story. I've only played like 8 hours of it. But my brother was talking about it. And I saw a little bit of the conversation. And it's like it looks like it's just sort of like a very basic, like either you are for peace or you are for fighting and killing. And like obviously the guy who wants peace is like supposed to be like the wiser, better person. And it's like it feels sort of disingenuous to even like show that dichotomy when it's like they didn't really have a choice. Like it's just die or don't die. You know, it's like it's either like full on genocide or just have to accept your tragic fate.
Or submit. And for sure.
Like I don't know if that's like what is happening or not. Like do they
I hear that they are more so I'm like in chapter 6 right now. I haven't actually beaten the game.
I apologize if I've spoiled it.
No, you didn't. I mean, well, I've been like with family and driving. And I hear that they're more important towards the latter parts of the game. The two Native American characters that I've met in the whole game. The two.
There will be one more.
Okay. And
if you're including Charles. Two. Okay.
So 3. You're right. And I definitely think that they've reduced it a little bit, which is again with like the nouns or the pronouns or whatever that we use to describe Native Americans or anything. It's like I try not to make any sweeping claims about whether a piece of media does a good job of representation,
right?
Because like
that's not up to you.
Yeah, and it's just like I just feel like that's kind of how we've gotten into this issue. Is that people like me or these sort of like fake intellectual types are like making these claims about what is good representation, what isn't. Mm-hmm. And I would of course I would want to hear from an actual Native American person.
Did you read that article about Charles? Like there was a woman who she's
no, I haven't read anything like.
Oh no.
Like okay. I haven't done. I try not to color my interpretation in any way, really.
Yeah. Are you gonna do you do research after you finish? I mean, obviously Borderlands you kind of did, but are you gonna do that with Red Dead?
Borderlands was different because I had played those games a million
thousands of hours
before in my life, so that whole video process was different. Red Dead 2, like I mean, I really don't know. I will say that I do know some of the like big plot, beats that happen in sort of the big one, but no, I don't know the intricacies of it. I don't know anything. I haven't read any scathing social commentaries on it.
Okay.
I probably will once I beat it. I'll probably like visit the subreddit. If they have anything good to say, but generally like I won't do that until I'm filling out the evidence or the holes of my points. Okay. So if my point is that it doesn't do a very good job of representation, then I'll fill that point out with things like that.
Right. Well, someone did write about it, so
cool. I'll remember that.
Look for. Yeah. Yeah. What did I want to say? I feel like your video is going to be like the first sort of substantive, like a narrative analysis that's going to come out, because I haven't seen anything. Like obviously people have been talking about the gameplay and how like it doesn't sort of, like mesh with the story, or like you don't have any choice. Nakey Jakey's video, all that. But like no one's really like done a full comprehensive. I mean, it's because it's so long. Obviously, it's like super hard to make a statement about it at this point.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little scared about that video.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even. anything I could do, and this is just something I have to reach peace with, is like any amount of video I can make would not be enough to like talk about everything in the game.
So are you focusing on something specifically, or at least at this point, or is it just kind of like you need to see the whole picture?
I'm going to try and not of course not copy or not replicate, but I'm going to try and reproduce essentially what I did with the GTA video.
Okay.
Because that's always been my favorite video. And technically, although my schedule and my work has not reflected this, they are connected and they will be connected. So the GTA video will be connected to the Red Dead 1 analysis, which is connected to the Red Dead 2 analysis, which is connected to the LA Noire and the GTA 5 analysis. Which
you're gonna do all that? Like this is a plan?
Yeah. So these are all, like, it is necessary. Like I will call back to the GTA video. I will compare and contrast the ways. Well, I'll call back to the GTA video when I talk about Red Dead 1. Okay. So like, I think Red Dead came out like a year or two after GTA 4. Maybe I have that really wrong. But they're very different approaches to thematics and aesthetics. I actually think Red Dead 1, sorry, just real quick, like Red Dead 1 is like the perfect, besides maybe Nier Automata, the perfect the perfect game for my channel, because it is so concerned with like philosophy and like all of this kind of stuff. Like the beginning is like literally just a microcosm for the rest of the game. Like when he's on that train.
That's a thesis statement right there. Yeah, I'm appreciating Red Dead 1 a bit more. I still like, obviously it doesn't marry its gameplay with its narrative that well. It's still like we said earlier, it's still murder. But I still, it's interesting to like look at. I mean, most of the story is delivered via horse riding conversations, right? So those would still be interesting to look at.
For sure.
Because I don't know. I mean, I feel like Red Dead 2, you don't really talk as much when you're riding on the horses. Like it's not as like, they don't expound upon like these big ideas or like concern themselves with the politics of what's happening.
It's always like, this is a really good thing that I don't think I would have put in the video, but I'm going to now because of you. The horse riding discussions, or the car discussions in GTA, now they're just descriptions of the mission.
Yeah.
Now they exist because they don't think you watched the cutscene previous. They literally just restate what you're doing. It's like hilarious how redundant the horse, like the cutscene will be like, we're gonna go to this bank, we're gonna blow up this door, we're gonna do this, and like the mission, they're like, all right, you remember what we're doing? And then Micah will be like, no, I'm a dumbass, and they'll go, all right, we're gonna go to the bank and blow up the door and then do this, and I'm like, okay, I know. Like I remember in GTA 4, like you would go with Packy McCreary and like all the brothers, and like they would just like banter, and like it was just awesome, and I loved it. And you just don't get that as much now.
Right. Like they had that Rastafarian guy who you had to have subtitles on to understand. Yeah, exactly.
Except the subtitles were like still really
exactly. I mean, at least you saw the letters. You could kind of figure it out. But I mean, it's kind of on the one hand, it's like, should a game like crutch its story entirely on people talking as they go to a place? But on the other hand, if they're going to be going there anyway, might as well give you something interesting to think about, instead of just, like, it's not like telling you what you're about to do even matters, because it's just going to give you the yellow dot to go where you need to go anyway. Like, who fucking, who's like, oh, I need to remember.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like it's almost like it's like implying that you have an opportunity to fail the
sequence of events,
like, or do what they don't want you to, which I guess you do, but you don't, because they'll just restart you until you do it. I thought this was gonna sound bad, but I actually thought Naked Jakey was like a little brave for making that video, because like he's kind of like blowing up a little bit. and like he made the music video for like the GT, and like he was so excited and whatever.
Yeah.
And like his first video that he made about the game was like pretty negative, which isn't actually brave, but it's like, you know, you'd have to talk yourself into that.
Yeah, especially, I mean, he's pretty big.
Yeah, he's blowing up, and like he's kind of riding. He's sort of riding some momentum that could potentially launch his, you know, career, which I think hopefully this video might have done for him.
Right.
And you know, he probably had to really convince himself to put out that video like that.
And it's like his most essayist essay video yet, probably. Yeah. I mean, like his last few videos have been about like scholastic
like
items,
flash games,
exactly. Like now he's like, I'm serious, guys. Red Dead's got problems.
He didn't have to snap like that.
Exactly. I mean, that music video though is really good. That's probably my favorite rendition of that song.
That was awesome.
God damn. I play that song at like every party that I go to because it's such a, you know, it's such a good slow dance song, you know.
Yeah, you get the aux.
Yeah, exactly. Just get your boy and you just hug it out, you know. Every time I ask me. Sorry. Okay. You probably get enough of that song in Oklahoma, or got it.
Yeah.
Enough.
And I'll know Mo. Yeah, I went my college, like my mascot was the Cowboys.
Really?
So
that's kind of awkward. Well, no, Cowboys are just people who rustled up.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so connected with, like, you know, Manifest Destiny and, you know, white America.
I don't think anyone thought that hard about it.
No. They didn't think about the rhetoric.
Pistols fire. We're just like, Like, he shoots a gun like in the middle of the field.
Wait, really?
It's not a real gun. Well, it doesn't have bullets, but it's like, he walks out there. It's like, I'll show you our mascot. He's horrifying.
Oh, please. By the way, quick question. So in your travel video, you called the Willis Tower the Willis Tower. Did you do that because you think of it as that?
Is it the Sears Tower?
Well, it used to be the
Sears Tower, and now it's the Willis Tower.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't call it the Willis Tower. I call it the Sears Tower. That's how I was born and raised.
I will probably... Man, I didn't say something about that. I didn't make some stupid joke about that in the video. No, you did not make a joke about it. No. Well, let it be known I would have now.
Okay.
But no, I knew that was the Sears Tower, that it used to be the Sears Tower. I probably was just... I probably was just avoiding conflict with people in the...
Okay.
In the comments saying like, oh, it's actually the Willis Tower now.
Well, it was like, I wanted to know, like, because you weren't from Chicago or, like, you know, Illinois.
No, I didn't know about the Sears Tower, or it being called the Sears Tower.
Yeah.
I used to be really into buildings.
Really?
Architecture. Do you see
Did you like look? Yeah, I can see it. Did you like look around when you came to Chicago? Did you like walk around and look at the buildings?
Yes.
After the train ride. Yeah.
Yes, I did. We only had like 4 hours.
Oh, okay. Well, could walk a few blocks around.
Yeah, we walked around. We went to like.
Holy shit! That is frightening.
That's everyone's reaction.
Why did they make him so fucking detailed? That's fucked up.
Is that not like the most Oklahoma thing? Like when you think of Oklahoma, like you think of a guy in like the vest and stuff.
The thing is, when I think of Oklahoma, I think of like the Panhandle, and I think of Indian reservations where they cannot grow anything. Like that's my perception.
Well, that's sad. Now I'm sad.
Because like it was like, oh yeah, the Indians they had to go to the Panhandle because that's the worst place they could go. So
yeah, everyone always asks me like if I ride a horse to school or if like I lived in a teepee or something. Like Jesus,
a teepee. Jesus. But yeah, I mean, wow, that hat, that.
Yeah, so he has like two revolvers, and he like goes out onto the. Well, he has like a big musket, and he goes out on the field, and he goes. It's like super loud, and then he has two revolvers that'll like. Pow, 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 pow.
Of course.
You can clip that.
Wait, what?
You can just open the video. Pow, 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 pow.
Oh, excuse me. All I don't really like. I live like a 15-minute drive from my college, so I don't like interact with it. Like I don't think about it. Like
Yeah.
we have a mascot. I've never been to any big event for this school. Like it's
Yeah.
just I need to get my degree.
Yeah,
I'm not worried.
I had like the real sort of like stereotypical college experience where like
Yeah.
like it's like its own bubble. I go to a dorm, like I never leave campus, you know. I go to all like the events, and it was just like a real stereotypical state college experience.
Yeah, right. I mean, I feel like that experience is sort of worth something. It would have,
For sure.
you know, I feel like I'm still a kid because I have lived in the same house all of my life.
Yeah.
Like this basement, I've lived in here for so long.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like, yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
if it counts, I kind of miss college. I miss living with my parents. I miss.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was easier then.
Yeah, it's definitely easy now until eventually I have to become an adult.
Yeah, the real world, man. Scary shit.
Yeah. Let's see. Have you ever read Walden?
Yeah.
Fuck that book, dude.
You know, I think that's like all bullshit. Like, I don't think he actually, like,
what?
I don't think he like actually isolated himself like that.
You don't think so?
I've heard that, like, okay, Allie, my fiance, always like goes into this thing. She apparently he had this like woman or his like mom or his wife like bring him donuts and like fried and like
I heard he got like pies and cakes.
Pies,
and
like baked goods and stuff. Like it just brought to him and stuff like that. But still, I mean, the ethos of it all, I guess, remains the same.
Right. I don't know. Just like that guy could have used a fucking editor, dude. There's just like a chapter on animals. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
I had to do a report on it, so it was like I can't read this.
Was it like transcendentalism? I don't know.
It was a romantic literature class, and we had a group presentation on it, and I had to read like 6 or 7 chapters, and do like just sort of, I don't know. Is it thematic? Is a nonfiction book have theme? I guess it has themes.
Yeah, sure.
It's all constructed. It's all but I mostly talk about like socio-political stuff, like how it's like he looks down on people who don't read, but he wants you to like work the land, and it's like, make up your fucking mind, you
that's pretty backwards.
Yeah, fucking dick.
That's good. I'm glad you look at things like that. I mean, that's probably why you found any enjoyment in my videos.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's. I think the like reading games is literature thing. Like I think people do that fine, and there's a lot of people doing that. I don't know how many people are taking the next step and applying it to pragmatically to real life, whether it is socio-politically or just like morally. What can we learn from this?
Right. I mean, like with my Magic Mike video, I feel like my attempting to address real life, like giving it some sort of what would you call that? Call to action or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like that was kind of shoehorned in. Like I mentioned like incels and stuff, but like I think my video is more just about like trying to find some thematic reading of it, which happened to be about masculinity, which is sort of social and stuff. But
yeah, your call to action or your moral I guess point, it doesn't have to be explicit. If like isn't the title of your video like positive masculinity?
Yeah.
It's like that is a perfect like a applicable like moral point that you're making, like that helps in the real world, that has a pragmatic, practical application in the real world. You don't have to say, here's how you use it, but you're bringing up an example of positive masculinity. Whether or not you say it, people will go, oh, so that's a way that you can be positively masculine.
Yeah.
Which is important. And people are not talking about that.
Right.
We always hear about toxic masculinity. We never hear about
positive. Right. Yeah.
So I think something that's kind of interesting was, so I wrote a paper this semester about stripping in media, though I only talked about Magic Mike Double XL and this movie. Fuck.
I probably have not seen it if it counts.
I should know it. Whatever. Anyway, another movie. But like the interesting part is like in doing some research about like studies of like male stripping, like, and it wasn't like a broad thing that I looked at, so I could be wrong. Like I'd have to read into more studies of like other clubs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like what the guys would do is like kind of fucked up. Like they'd like force women to like touch themselves and like just be really skeevy about it, and like try and humiliate the women like that they would be like performing with. And it's like, oh, so it's not this idyllic like fun world. Like this is sort of a fantasy, which kind of like I like obviously like it can work on both like a level as like this is how like masculinity could work, but it's also like sort of I guess like a rejection or like a sort of turning its eyes away from like some systemic problem in stripping itself. Like it's not even I guess it's not really about stripping necessarily then, or at least like not the system and like.
So did you did this report? You researched all of this post making that Magic Mike video?
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I guess I always kind of had in my head whether this was because of your video that if you were like a male stripper, I don't know, I just thought you'd be like not like that, like not an asshole. Like
yeah, you'd think like, oh, I'm like you're going out of your way to make a lady's day better, you know? Like you'd think you'd be cool about it, but no, I guess it's just like
how disappointing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I mean that's why videos like yours are important, I guess.
Right. Well, now I have to make an addendum. It's not like this.
Yeah.
Don't go to the show. Don't go to a strip show. Let's see. Oh, have you played the original GTA games? Like 1 and 2? Oh, okay.
Secret time. I have never played anything before 4. I've never played 3 or San Andreas or Vice City or.
It's okay because they're shit.
Like, first off, my parents wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. And second, they just don't look like. Why would I do that now? They just don't look.
Yeah, like I was playing San Andreas.
They look so juvenile.
Yeah, I was playing San Andreas semi recently, and just like the mission structure and like the gameplay, it's just fucking like I can't get through it. Yeah. I got through maybe 6 missions. Like I'm done.
So if I don't have like the lens of nostalgia and like, oh, I remember this when I was a kid, like I don't have any of that. It's just
a
bad video game. Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the first 2 are like top down.
Yeah, I've seen
and it's them. Like it's impossible to drive in that game because you don't know what's coming in front of you because it's top down.
Yeah, do you move really fast?
Yeah, you go.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I used to play Flash games like that.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, there's like that one parking game or whatever. That was always fun. Really hard though. But yeah, it's like that. It's not good. So okay, yeah, very good. Let's see.
Never played a Metal Gear Solid game either. I knew you were gonna. I repeat myself. I've never in my life played any of the Metal Gear Solid games. Are you glad I saved this for the like this way through the interview? You would have just.
That would have been the whole.
Yeah,
that would have been the whole thing.
Exactly. I fooled you. Do you think those are worth playing? Because I'm an open-minded person. I'm willing to.
Yeah, okay. Those are worth playing, David. What the fuck?
I just. They never.
Who's this guy?
I was never given the opportunity. No one told me about the
until Bunny Hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how did you play that? You just like bought it, like
So
you would have been young,
right? So my friend, like freshman year of high school, for some reason he knew about it. Probably because a friend of his had it. And he's like, "Yo, we gotta play these games." I was like, "Okay," and then we played it. Like we played the first one. I was
see,
like,
I
"Oh,
never
shit."
had someone do that for me.
Yeah,
The only time I ever remember hearing it was when IGN gave Metal Gear Solid 4 a 10 out of 10.
that might have been how I heard of it. Then you're probably right, because I was following GameSpot and stuff. Yeah,
and I like Googled it, and I was like reading the interview and like or the review, and it was like, yeah, there's an hour and a half long cutscene at the beginning, and I was like, nope, never playing that.
Oh yeah, so that's interesting, because like obviously your Tales of the Borderlands section of your Borderlands video is just nah.
I just hate playing games, but I'm not like playing a game. Like, why would I ever do that? But I understand that's a really bad reading of Metal Gear Solid games as a whole, especially 3, which I hear is a gameplay masterpiece.
Yeah, 3's got like the most interesting. Oh, well, I mean 5's cool too. And I guess 4 is okay, but yeah, like Metal Gear Solid 1 is basically like a visual novel with like some gameplay interspersed, like mini games, not like a Mario Party mini game, but just sort of like it's just got a very broad set of mechanics and stuff. Like at one point you're like rappelling down a building or whatever, getting shot by a helicopter, and another moment you're you swim. I don't know if you're swim or what, like you're just doing a lot of different stuff. Like the stealth isn't even like that big of a deal like halfway through the game. So yeah, it's more of like the story and like the narrative and stuff.
Yeah,
so if you can't get through that, then I understand. But yeah, 3 is just like an interesting, they just set up really interesting like scenarios that there's a lot of systems and mechanics to utilize to get through them. So even if you skip the cutscenes, you can play 3.
I wouldn't do that. I know it's like kind of goofy sometimes. Like it has like that like Japanese charm, I guess, to it.
Yeah. Do you watch anime at all, or?
No, but I'm like an anime advocate. Like,
you're an advocate for.
I'm not like I don't watch it, but I'm not like, oh, fucking weebs.
Yeah.
I think like if it'd be hard for someone like me at this point in my life to get into it on my own.
Yeah.
If I never watched it growing up, which I didn't. And I watched Full Metal Alchemist and thought it was awesome.
I mean, that's a pretty good
and like you're probably laughing at me calling that like anime or whatever, but like
what, Full Metal Alchemist?
Is that anime?
That's anime as shit.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know
if
that's like normie anime. Like,
I mean, it's like one of the more popular ones, and if you go on like the My Anime List is this website that like people rate stuff and like categorize what they've seen. Like that's like pretty high up there, so it's pretty popular. But
Okay, well I just remember watching that and just thinking it was the coolest shit ever.
Yeah,
like I probably watched a couple episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm. I'd say it's not too late, David.
Well, I feel like you need to be the one to show me the way, because I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Just watch Cowboy Bebop. That's it. Just watch that.
I don't even know where that is.
You don't know what that is?
No.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I don't.
Dang, that's how. Like Ghost in the Shell.
That's the one that everyone was mad that
that
Scarlett Johansson was playing.
Right.
Yeah.
Forget about the movie, but the anime.
Yeah. Okay. I've heard about that one.
Yeah. I mean, and that one's like a movie. That's like an 80-minute movie. It's fucking amazing.
And then I watched the one when I went to a film camp like years ago. The motorcycle girl. It's like really artsy, really beautiful. It's like kind of futury.
Motorcycle girl?
Motorcycle.
Are you not talking about Akira?
Yeah, that's it. Was that a guy?
That was a guy. Yeah. That was Kaneda.
I must not remember it very well.
Well, yeah, that's a fucking Jesus. They animated the shit out of that movie.
AKIR. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I watched this like years and years ago in like high school, like a film camp.
Okay.
Damn. Yeah, it's pretty violent, dark. I don't know, just like the end where like the dude is like growing and becoming like this big mass of flesh and like swallowing people. That shit fucks me up. I don't like that. I don't like watching that shit.
Like Inside. I don't know if you ever played that.
No, hey, don't spoil it.
You're right.
I bought it recently, but I've yet to play it.
Well, shit.
It's all right. It's all right. Thanks. Ruined. I'll not play it. No. I'm just kidding.
My bad.
But yeah, you know, I don't think anime is that like that impenetrable. You know, even if you just watch, you know, some of the bigger stuff or whatever, the more popular stuff. Like there's stuff to be gained. You don't have to be watching like every show that's coming out in a season and like yeah.
What about Attack on Titan? Do you like that?
I'm not big on it because like it's like so it takes itself really seriously and it's super over the top. Like if I have an over the top anime, I want it to be kind of like funny and like sort of self-aware about it.
For sure.
But also sort of earnest. Whereas this one's just like, and then people have made this comparison before. It's like The Walking Dead, but on anime steroids. Okay. So
yeah, so it's a little self-serious, like
right, but like you know, people yelling and getting swallowed by giant monsters and stuff. It's like it's just scaled up even larger, and it's like I ain't about that.
Huh. Cowboy Bebop. I'm putting it down right now.
It's episodic, so like you know, it like there is some through line between certain episodes, but it's very like it's very moody, but sort of you know it's funny. Like the guy's really inspired by like noir and there's some Western in there, and there's I guess those are the big ones. I mean, it's called Cowboy Bebop, so like that makes sense. The music's really good. It's a good time, you know.
For sure. Okay, I will quit derailing us.
No, that's fine. What was I? Oh yeah. Metal Gear Solid is kind of anime.
Yeah, that's how we got there, right? Because I just I hope this isn't taken the wrong way by you or by anyone, but like I don't know if I have that like sensibility to like pick up on some of like to me it's just kind of goofy sometimes.
Yeah.
And like the voice acting and stuff. I think that's charming for a lot of people. But for me, I just don't always. I'm always like, wait, what? Like I feel like I missed the joke a little bit.
Okay, then yeah, it might be.
But how else would I gain that other than exposing myself to it?
I know, yeah. I mean, like try the first one. Like you can get it on PSN. Do you have a PS3 at all still, or
no? I never owned a PS3 actually.
Never owned a PS3. Oh, so you went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One?
I went from Xbox 360. I got an Xbox One, and I traded it in for a PS4.
Okay, yeah. Good choice.
I really like the PS4. I played on the PS3. I played like a lot of the exclusives because I borrow it from a friend.
Yeah.
Like I played Heavy Rain.
Yeah. My next video is going to be on Beyond Two Souls. Actually, the game
that was like another one like Heavy Rain, right?
Yeah.
With Ellen Page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's some garbage. So
it's not good.
No.
I don't know. I don't.
No.
Okay.
If you don't like did you like Telltale's The Walking Dead or no?
No, I hate those games.
Okay.
Yeah, they drive me crazy. I didn't like Heavy Rain. I just played it because it was fucking hilarious.
That game is fucking wild.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those videos of like Twitch streamers purposefully messing up every QuickTime event on a Heavy Rain game? Like it's a chase scene and they just don't do every QuickTime event and he just falls over every single object on the whole way. Same thing with what was that one that came out? Like I don't even want to go near that. The B movie horror one that was like with
Until Dawn, yeah.
Cadet Kelly.
Did you say Cadet Kelly?
Hayden Panettiere?
That was fucking Hilary Duff, dude. Hilary Duff was Cadet Kelly.
Google time.
I know my Disney original fucking movies, dude. You cannot.
Say.
Is that Hilary Duff? Fuck, it was Hilary Duff.
What do you think Hayden Panettiere was in?
She was in one.
No, in a Disney movie?
And she was like a pilot.
A pilot?
Oh no, I feel so dumb.
Why?
She was I think Tiger Cruise.
What the shit is that? Is that a Disney Channel original movie?
Dude, I am vindicated. Vindicated. Tiger Cruise 2004, Disney. In the wake of World Trade Center. Oh my god, it's a 9/11 movie. A naval carrier with civilians on board is ordered into combat mode.
Oh, this sounds kind of fucking familiar though.
Stars Hayden Panettiere. I thought that was Cadet
Kelly. Very different stories.
Yes, very different.
Huh. I need to look into that one.
Okay, I'm a dumbass. Keep
But
going.
yeah, it's fine. Until Dawn, yeah. Well, what about like you like watching people fuck up in that one?
Well, it's just a funny game. That's the only, like, to me those games are synonymous with Telltale in my brain.
Yeah.
But Telltale doesn't offer quite the same hilarity that the like Until Dawn does, because you can just really fuck shit up on that game. You can just
kill everyone.
Yeah, you can just make that was fun for me. That felt video gamey. Like I had some say or purpose.
Right. Like Heavy Rain and Until Dawn definitely have way more, choice and like outcomes and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas, The Walking Dead's sort of just trying to, a television show with some.
And I don't even think they're that good.
No.
Like, as far as television shows. And I'm sorry if you like are a huge Telltale fan, but
I liked The Walking Dead season 1 when it came out.
I played all of season 1, if that counts. So I'm not like totally. I mean, like it was touching and good, but like like I guess, is it really as good as a TV show though?
Right.
But
I mean, The Walking Dead. I like. Well, I don't know. The Wolf Among Us is kind of weird. That's one that I'd want to make a video on because I feel like because of its lack of choice, it bungles saying anything meaningful about the justice system. Because that's what you're playing a detective and stuff.
Yes.
And then I wanted to juxtapose it with, like this other game called Aviary Attorney, where you play, an attorney like trying to defend a case or whatever, and like there's actual like consequences to if you fuck up an investigation and stuff, and it sort of says interesting things about justice. So I was like, oh, those would be good. One.
Yeah, that's a great full David endorsement right there.
Thank you. And then like Tales of the Borderlands, people are like super like they love that one, and I just didn't really get it.
It's
like,
it's straight up a principle thing for me. I just don't. I don't
because of the lack of lewd shooting.
I guess. Well, also I don't know who that game was for. I really don't. Like I don't like who is the
Telltale fans.
I guess. Yeah, you're right. But it's just such a weird IP to take. Why would you take like? I guess the art is kind of like already ingrained in, like if you look at The Walking Dead, it's sort of cel shaded and cartoony, so they didn't have to do a lot of work for like the Borderlands because like it sort of directly translates.
Yeah.
But despite my 2-hour video, I've never once thought to myself that Borderlands like was a story driven game.
Right. No.
Yeah, it's completely about the loot grind.
I mean, my problem was more like, oh, this is animated like ass, and
that's true too. Yeah, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just you got me going. I do not understand. I mean, I feel really bad about all the employees, and it sucks. Yeah. It sucks that that's a separate issue. State of the games industry. But talk about just like I think the Telltale thing will just go down in video game history as like a footnote of mismanagement and like just really unfortunate circumstance. Because they just drove that into the ground. that formula.
Right. I mean, because it was kind of easy, I guess. Like, you know, like once you have a formula, it's like, okay, we know exactly what we're doing. We just have big choice A and B, and then they diverge and come back, and
it's really profitable too. I think because I don't know if you've seen well, no, I don't. I'm saying The Walking Dead was season 1.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
That game was huge. I didn't realize how popular that game actually was.
I mean, it won Game of the Year at the Spike TV Awards.
Did it? That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I mean, it was the first time through. I guess I was glad that I did it.
Okay.
But obviously, it's not profitable given what we know now.
Right.
But I also think a lot of that was they had to pay for the licenses of like a million different franchises.
Yeah.
Didn't they have like Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, they did.
Walking Dead. Like, you know, expensive all that would have been.
Batman.
Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, that must have been a lot.
That's my favorite video game of all time. Batman Arkham Asylum. There we go.
Really? Dang. I mean, I like that game, but it's like you just came out and said it.
Yeah, that's a great game. It's not my favorite video game. I don't know.
Okay.
Fuck my favorite video game. It was for that split second.
Yeah. that was like man, that game was mind blowing when it came out. Like that was like Spider-Man 2. I don't know if you played Spider-Man 2.
Oh
yeah. Okay, yeah. Good.
Yeah. No, I thought Arkham Asylum, like that game, like that, you know, the nut meme. It's nut. Like that's like Arkham Asylum to me.
Yeah.
Like I play. That's another game I'll play multiple times, and it's just like boom every time. Like the way that I don't know. I guess the Metroidvania, sort of a Metroidvania.
Right, but like small scale. You know, it's not
exactly
overwhelming or anything. Unlike fucking like I don't think I'll ever play like City or Night.
I never did. I only ever played Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
I recently, not too recently, a couple months ago, I bought like it was like on sale on PSN. I bought the remastered Arkham Asylum and Arkham City.
Yeah.
And I'll play those. I'll play through those soon on stream.
Did you see like the art style changes though?
Wait, in the remaster?
Yeah.
I haven't played it. I haven't even like downloaded it. I just own it.
Okay, because it was like a thing when it was coming out. Like they sort of changed probably some color grading and like the way like the textures look and stuff. So it's like the Joker looks a bit more like colorful and cartoony. I don't know. Like,
don't tell me that.
I'm sorry, but sad. Yeah, it looks kind of. I mean, maybe they dated it. They patched.
I own it on PC. That's another game I 100% complete despite all my
Asylum
judgment. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's just the Riddler challenges and getting the old Arkham. What I don't even know, like the audio logs, but they're on like slabs of.
Yeah, it's like the old mayor, the old warden.
Yeah.
Left all the
So that one's nuts, and then the secrets, like taking the pictures of those, which that's fun. Like that's cool. You know,
some of those are cool where you have to get the perspective on. Yeah. Some of those are really, really cool. That's a great example of like a collectible that does it right.
Right. Good game. Though, I mean, unfortunately, it started. Well, I guess Assassin's Creed sort of started the magnetic combat.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man, it's bad in Arkham because like you'll zip like across a room.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It really makes you feel like Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Just feel like Batman.
I mean,
I'm joking.
No, yeah. I mean, it does it. I don't know.
It's a meme. I don't know. I don't know if I felt like Spider-Man made me feel like I was Spider-Man. I was still just just fucking
a dude
drooling, reclining on my couch. Like I couldn't feel like.
Right.
I get the sentiment, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Do you watch movies with Mikey?
Yeah.
You know that's Scooter, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you knew that.
I'm not like yeah. I am I let's just say I made a 2-hour video about Borderlands, and like I didn't let on how much of a Borderlands like nerd I am.
Yeah, I mean the whole game, or was it the Game Awards that we watched? You streamed?
Yeah, I named my dog Scooter. I got a puppy named Scooter. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Like, I yeah.
When is Are you ready for Borderlands 3?
I guess.
That
I just like getting the new guns.
Yeah, you just want to murder.
I just want to like get the legendaries. I want to farm the legendaries. That's all I want to do.
Do you play any other like loot games like Diablo or anything, or is
I
Borderlands?
played Diablo 2 growing up.
Okay.
So like my sort of my video game history is like Diablo 2, Diablo 1, Counter-Strike 1.6, Half-Life, all those like Source, Team Fortress, Day of Defeat. So I played a lot of multiplayer games growing up, shooting games. Like I have like 1,400 hours on Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
When was that?
What?
Was that like college?
That was college, yeah. That was last 5 years of my life pretty much was dedicated.
How the fuck did you do school and CSGO and stream GTA?
Well, I started streaming the CSGO after.
Okay.
Well, I guess I don't have a good answer for you. I mean, that's kind of a tough question. I don't know how. I didn't make straight A's or anything.
But
I went to all my classes. I really did not have. I'm sorry, I just didn't really have much of a social life. My social life was like on Discord. Like it was like playing games, like which I can't spend time dwelling on that. I was focused on my relationship at the time and passing, and then everything else was just playing video games. So I played because I fell in love with Borderlands and I got really into the community on Borderlands, which is part of the reason why I like it so much, is that I made friends on that game. I like got into the like guides in the YouTube community, and like I got to know a lot of people. And it's like I tried that with like the Division and I just hated it. I tried it with Destiny, of course. I hated it. And like I just kind of realized that my thing with Borderlands was it was always circumstantial. It was never a direct result of the game. I don't think the game is really all that special. I think it's more special than I think it gets a bad rap, but for me, the game has always been more about the circumstantial elements and sort of how it has influenced my life, especially the second one.
I'm surprised you didn't. I mean, because you like mentioned in your Borderlands video about how like you were sort of in a depression and stuff, and like all you did was play Borderlands 2 at that time.
Yeah,
I'm surprised like the tangential stuff didn't make it in to the video then.
Like what do you mean?
Like if you're saying like that it was about like the like not the game itself that you enjoyed, but like sort of like the community and you know the guides and stuff. Like I mean, I guess obviously your channel isn't about that sort of thing, but I feel like that would have been interesting too.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to get into that a little bit more with the like the gameplay sections where I talk about the loot tables and how the two games handle loot drops differently.
You're clearly very knowledgeable about that, and I imagine that like involved talking with a lot of people and like figuring it out.
I get most of that was just like that's just what like that's just I know that like
you
from
know it. Okay.
like I can tell you like you can tell me a mini boss in Borderlands 2 and I can tell you what legendary drops from him at what percentage chance. Like
holy shit.
Like it was I don't know if you've ever had anything like that. Like it could have been anything. It just happened to be that game. And it was just anything to get my mind. I mean, I don't know. I was really sad. It's like just anything to get my mind off something. And so it was just like, if I can learn the best setup for like the the double penetrating unkempt Herald, which is like a pistol in the game.
Yeah.
It's like the best part setup, and I know exactly how to get it and like where to get it from. It's like that's like an achievable objective, and it's grindy, and it was like rhythmic, and I didn't have to think about anything else while I was doing it.
Yeah.
Which some might say is problematic, but I don't know. At the time, I mean, I don't know. I like it was escapism, I guess, but it was like
it got you through.
Yeah, like I don't. I mean, I'm not like gonna say like without it, like I would have succumbed to some sort of depression, but like it certainly it certainly made it easier from my perspective, and so that seems worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I had a friend of mine. He wrote a paper for school about Animal Crossing and how like the way that it creates like a ritual sort of like helps depression and like stuff like that. So like that I mean I don't know if you played like on a ritual or stuff, but like generally like sort of
no, that's exactly it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope she wouldn't get mad at me for saying this. But Allie, when she graduated, she had like a semester off, and she discovered Stardew Valley. Which I don't know if you've ever played Stardew Valley. It's sort of Animal Crossing-esque, but it's like a farm simulator.
Yeah.
And it is about as like ritualistic as you can get. Like it's like, you wake up at a certain period of time, and you have like things you do. And she'd play that for like 10 hours a day. Like I would like come home and I'd like leave in the morning and she'd be playing. I'd come home, she'd be in the same spot playing. And it was like, she was like, she didn't know where she wanted to go. And it was like, that was just her ritual that sort of got her through that lull. And I think that's a really beautiful medium specific aspect to video games.
Yeah.
Like what else are you going to really get that from?
Right, because like television and stuff is like so mind numbing. Like especially like stuff that's so long form, like reality TV or I don't even know what else, like the news or like game shows or like just not none of it is gonna like just let you do like your mind isn't gonna be used. Unless like I guess you're watching something narrative and like you're thinking
just, like really paying attention,
right? But even then it's like you're probably going to think about yourself and relate it to yourself and then hate yourself or something, you know what I mean? Like
yeah I don't know if you've like this idea of like medium specificity I think is really interesting to me about video games. Like what can it offer to us rhetorically or text or anything that like nothing else can.
Right. That's something I'm kind of struggling with my next video, because like so it's a game that's like mostly quick time events and
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls. It's just like quick time events or very contextual stuff. Like it's not like you have mechanics or systems or anything like that. It's just you go and press the buttons and it does the sequence of events.
Yeah.
And then like on paper, like obviously that sounds like worse. Like that sounds like, there's not a lot of there's no player expression, there's nothing like that. But I'm like when I want to say like I wanted to say it had like meaningless mechanics. But I guess like the problem I'm having is like in a certain sense, like so when you make a game, you're making people do a specific set of things, and that's going to tell part of the story. Like Borderlands, like people are going to be shooting guns and killing things. You've set it up so it does that. So like what's the difference between that where it's like you're just going to be pressing X or holding a trigger down and killing, and that's going to tell a story? What's the difference between that and just like having very contextual stuff that makes a story happen? I mean, I have to sort of think through it and like figure, like I feel there is a difference, but I need to somehow.
I feel like your issue is like you're getting hung up on the rigidity of the word game. It's like, how long are we going to fool ourselves into thinking that a game has to be, X or Y? It's like A good example of this is that new Netflix thing that's come out, the Bandersnatch.
Right. That's something I should probably like go through before I make this video.
Yes, because that will make you question the lines that blur these sort of or the lines that separate these mediums. If just because Breath of the Wild offers endless amounts of player expression or whatever you want to say, or all of these different ways that you, Zach, can like interact with the game world, doesn't necessarily qualify it as a better game or a better experiential by virtue of that fact. Otherwise, there'd be tons of like a Goat Simulator or something would be like the best game of all time, or like Minecraft would be like the greatest game ever made. And so if you just, this has always helped me when I was writing papers. It's like, if you just try and not concern yourself as much with the genres or the mediums of game and ask yourself, like, is this game enough to be a video game? And instead just talk about the ways in which the rules it has set in isolation affects you, like emotionally, then it's going to be a lot easier for you. Because ultimately, what's the point in getting hung up on these like definitions of genres or mediums?
Yeah, I guess, like, I don't know, I want to, like, when I watch videos that I really like, it feels like a lot of times they're teaching you something or like creating sort of like an epistemology about what you're talking about. And like, I feel like I want to do that. Like, I want to talk about like, what is, like, how does gameplay make meaning? And like, does it matter if it's like simple or not?
Yeah.
But I guess you're right. Maybe I should.
Maybe you're overthinking it. Cause like, I've always, I mean, I've learned from your videos. I remember like, you were one of the first people to comment on one of my videos. Like I don't know how your ear is so close to the ground of all these video game essayists. But I remember like you would, and then I remember like I was like, oh my god, someone watched my video. So I clicked on your video and I watched it. And I remember like watching like your one on The Sims, and feeling like this is a guy that like actually like gets it, like that gets like the purpose of these video essays. And so if you have a point or something that you're saying about, I guess it was like absurdity. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember if that was like an endorsement of The Sims or if it was like not an endorsement. Or if it was like a destruction of The Sims. But
it is a destruction.
Okay, let me finish real quick. And say like, I just remember thinking like, what he's saying like is applicable outside the realm of video games, which I think is the ultimate goal. I think of a lot of these video game essayists is like is to create not someone like Joseph Anderson who's talking about mechanics, because that's confined to the realm, but someone like me or Noah or Errant Signal. It's like we're trying to bring up things that happen in video games that can affect us elsewhere in life, sociopolitically or whatever. Yeah. And I thought that's exactly what you're doing. So I feel like you are maybe putting a little too much arbitrary pressure on yourself to teach something. Especially if you feel like your point is interesting to you.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, if it's interesting to you, like as humans, we're not all that special. Like we're not all that unique from each other. Like, if you've thought it, like someone else will find it interesting.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Maybe no one said it yet, but someone will find it interesting if you do.
Well then. All right. That makes me feel better about. Thank you for talking.
Oh yeah, that's my pep talk of the. I'm not cheap, Zach.
Oh. I'll sub to you on Twitch if you want.
Okay. I'll give you Amazon Prime.
Yeah. Can I do
it's
that?
Okay.
I don't, because it gave me a Prime free trial, but like Or
It's fine.
yeah,
I don't even stream enough to like make it worth your money.
well, I mean, if it's Amazon Prime, like I'm already paying for it, I might as well give someone the money.
I'll stream like tomorrow or something. And then if you have time, you can come by and sub.
Okay, yeah, cool. Can I not do it if you're not?
I'm sure you can, but then you don't have me go, oh my
gosh. Hey, I guess it was just like when I was playing Beyond Two Souls, to get back to what we were talking about, like it just felt like sort of empty, and I wanted to like explain why. And I guess it's just I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like, let me dive deep into what you're trying to say here, because I'm really interested. Like, is it the results of the QuickTime events that are too samey? Like, do you feel like whether or not if the QuickTime events are like a binary, whether or not you like get it right, the difference, right or wrong, the difference is too small? Like, you don't feel like you yourself are having enough of an impact on the...
It's even more just like it's so obvious that they want you to do. Okay, so Beyond Two Souls is a weird game, and I need to get into this in the video because it's told non-chronologically. So they can't do much in terms of like what your choices mean throughout the larger story.
Yeah.
So a lot of what like everyone's story is basically the same, except for like the last part because it's the end.
Yeah.
That there's like two big choices for that. So it's just like very obvious that like what you're doing is like doing a step-by-step instructions of exactly what they wanted you to do, because it's just like go here and press X, and now you're doing the thing that like doing this whole line of shit that we've pre-planned for you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Like there's no expression, there's no choice, it's just here is it. And it's like, why is this a game?
Okay, so this is like my whole issue with the Telltale thing.
Right, exactly. I feel at least Telltale, it's like there are interesting moral choices sometimes. Maybe you don't find them that interesting or well written, but like they at least present those. Here it's just like what the choices aren't even like interesting choices. It's just and then they like handicap the choices that you make because they want you to have done them anyway. It's like, I don't know. It's hard to explain because you haven't played the game.
No, but I've experienced this many times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really just like a question of like, first off, you can have both. You can have like, if you ask why is it a game? Like, we can have like the Uncharteds of the world deserve to exist.
Yeah. I don't want to say that it doesn't doesn't need to exist. Like I made my fuck video games video. I don't know if you watched that, but that was sort of like a defense of like something like it doesn't matter what genre or medium it is. It just if it says something, that's what I'm interested in.
Okay, yeah.
But it feels like this one, it's like the act of interacting with it is like meaningless. Like it doesn't create any meaning.
Because you can almost look at that as like you can almost like zoom out a little bit and look at that as like a marketing conversation of why is this a video game?
Mm-hmm.
Are they sort of being predatory of the industry by Ellen Page and making this because they didn't think it would sell as a movie or a TV show or something like that? So you can like zoom out a little bit and ask yourself like is it, how do we feel as like gamers or whatever, as content consumers, that like our genre, our medium is sort of being appropriated in a way where it's just being slapped on to stories like that, which feels wrong to me. Like that it's just indiscriminately being slapped onto this without any meaning. Like it's literally just so that it can be sold for $60 as a video game.
Yeah. That's a good point. Like I don't want to, because David Cage, the guy who makes them, that I'd have to like look into what his intentions would be. And like he seems like he actually believes that like what he's doing is furthering the interactive medium, And it's just
I like Heavy Rain and like Detroit. Not that they're good stories.
Are they not? I mean, I haven't played Detroit, but Heavy Rain was just kind of goofy in my opinion.
Right? Yeah, they're not.
Yeah,
they're not good. Yeah, they're not well written or anything. But like they actually like allow you to do different things, and like they have different branches and stuff.
Yeah.
But like beyond, it's just like sort of Beyond Two Souls specifically, where it's like this one is like this is just a shit movie that's way too long.
You don't think that the video game aspect of it got in the way of it being a good? Do you think if they tried to make it without the pretense of it being a video game that they could have done better?
No, because David Cage wrote it, but yeah, it's not like it's hindered in any way. It just feels like it's pretending to be a game.
Yeah, that's my whole. That's like kind of my
yeah.
perspective. Is like it's kind of like it's demeaning to the consumers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like video game because buttons.
Right. Yeah. Essentially. I mean, but it's also like, yeah, I don't know, because yeah, they try and sell it to like non-gamers or whatever.
Yeah.
But that just feels like you're kind of, because I don't want to be the type of person who's like, oh, a game has to be hard for people to want to play. It's like inclusivity is good
for sure.
But like, I guess at this point, like, it's just not what you say it is. I don't know.
It's not hard or easy necessarily, these type of games. They're just,
especially not, this one is not hard at all.
I mean, but would you consider any of these games hard or easy, or even following on that?
Detroit.
Can a Telltale game be hard?
Detroit Become Human had some tricky QuickTime event moments that
okay, so like the speed. Actually, you're right. This is bad on my part because like Until Dawn was actually pretty difficult because you like would have to hold the the PS4 controller like super.
I got everyone killed because like I put the thing on the table and it still killed me. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't do that, man. That's cheating.
I know. I fucked up. The Wendigo goddess.
God,
or I think.
The game was kind of scary, actually.
Really?
It's like the only part I remember being like genuinely unsettled. Did you play through it all?
Yeah.
Is whoever the guy that was being, is it Josh?
I do not know their names at all.
Malik.
Rami Malek?
Rami Malek.
Yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah.
His character, he like goes insane and he like he like sees like the pigs and like the two girls like coming out of like the belly and like I just remember very horrific. That was the only time in the game I was just like, oh, I'm actually spooked.
Yeah.
Like everything else is kind of cute and fun. I really liked that game.
Yeah, they were doing something interesting with like bringing, like it felt like it was sort of a critique of the player. But then it turns out that you're Josh. Like that's, when you're doing like the interviews and stuff.
Yeah.
It turns out you're Josh, and then it kind of like drops the ball on that because like once he has like specific motivations that are very narrative, like it's about family
specific.
Like he has like a mental illness. It's like, oh, this is not us anymore.
Interesting. Yeah, that I feel like if I ever, or maybe you ever tackled a video about these kind of games, that I would want to hold up Until Dawn as a very good step in the right direction of maybe like how developers can maintain whatever this means, like the ethos of video games, the participatory elements of video games, but also still keeping like the inclusive and just casual and fun cinematic elements.
Yeah.
Like I think that game did that as well as I've seen it.
Yeah, that's probably the best example, and especially at that scale.
Mm-hmm.
Like because there's a lot of ways that game can go. Like they say, you could kill everyone, you can save everyone.
And it was just a cheeky, fun, like little, horror movie menagerie of all the stereotypes. Like,
and like those jump scares, kind of like I feel like they're a bit accentuated by the fact that you have to actually react to it and not just be like,
for sure.
There's a There's a ghost in the movie.
Yeah. Maybe I should replay Until Dawn.
Did you actually like play it yourself, or did you just watch people?
I played it all the way through myself.
Okay. Yeah. It goes pretty cheap on PSN sales.
I actually own it on PS4 from when I played it.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, no, I don't want to derail us again.
No. Late. Let me see.
We are going to end up talking for like 4 hours, aren't we?
Yeah, it's fine. Like you said, it's my channel. If you got this far, congrats. Let's see.
Yeah, I would be blown away if someone is listening. I would be like, I'd drive to their house.
You're the biggest DavidOZ fan in the world.
Personally thank them. Like, I would be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Why?
Let's see. When did your grandma play Minecraft?
Can you give me the context? She's played it a number of times.
Okay. Well, like, how did that begin? I forget what video. It was probably your. Oh yeah, it was your like top 7 games.
Yeah.
Or of the console generation.
Yeah.
7th generation game.
Okay. Yeah. I have 2 cousins who are like 12.
Okay.
That's all they talk about is Fortnite and Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Like they visit her a lot. She just got roped into it. Of course, they don't know. They don't. Oh my God, I'm talking about them like they're like another species. Old people, like they don't know like the brain to hand, like to move a character. Like it's just impossible.
Oh yeah, I mean,
like they just run around looking at the sky.
Exactly, they don't understand how to like move the camera simultaneously. Yeah, it's just
really interesting, actually.
Right, watching elders react. I don't know if you've ever watched that. Like Fine Brothers series. Watching them play games like GTA 5, that was really interesting because they would like if they did something bad, they would like indict him, like the character that they were playing, but they were the ones that were actively shooting at the police.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. It was like, what? Why is there a disconnect?
That's so interesting.
Yeah. They're like, he died. What an idiot. And
because that's how I was playing Red Dead with my family recently, and my mom, I even told her, I was like, you'd make a good, you'd do better at what I do than what I do. Because like, I was like, hey Dad, like we were in the town Saint Denis, and like, I was like, I could just shoot this guy. It's just some like pedestrian.
Yeah.
He was like, what? Like, why would you do that? And I was like, yeah. I was like, want to see? And I was like, it was like late at night. He was boozing, he's like drinking some champagne. Mm-hmm. And I just like go up to the guy and I like do the B or circle and I like tackle him and I just shoot him in the face. Yeah. And he was like, oh, that's so horrifying. And then like I ended up getting gunned down by the police and my mom was watching. And then I just respawned and my mom couldn't believe that like I could just do that and have no consequences. Like she just went on and on. She's like, this is what's wrong with America, is it's teaching people that you don't have consequences for your actions. And she's like, you can just go in there and shoot up all these people and just nothing is wrong. And she just went on and on. I was like, okay. I was like, that is a mom perspective.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I guess there's something to be said, but more, you don't get penalized at all. You can just pay off your bounty, which means nothing, and go scot-free. Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to her, I was like, at some point, video games do this because otherwise they wouldn't be fun.
Yeah.
And she's just like, couldn't make that jump.
I feel like there was like a game where it was like a perma-rogue, like permadeath, like permadeath game where it's like you die once and you're done. You can't play the game ever again. But I don't think
is it real life?
Well, that's one game. Yeah. Developed by God.
Yes, God, GOD Studios.
Right. But I don't think it got off the ground or anything because kind of hard to market that.
Yeah, that's true.
But that'd be that's real consequences. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. Well. Oh, are you ever going to do anything with Kingdom Hearts?
No.
Okay.
If I said I was going to, I'm not going to.
You did, yeah.
That's a 100% no.
Like because
I'll
of how
play
many
it on
games it is.
play it on stream. I just won't ever.
Right. That's actually the first time I watched you stream. You were playing Kingdom Hearts.
I really like Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't like Kingdom Hearts 2 as much, but of course I'll play the new one when it comes out. But I do have stuff I want to say about that I think is I think that's I really like media about childhood.
Okay.
I really like one of my favorite books ever written is A Prayer for Owen Meany, which is a book by John Irving, and it's essentially the first half of it is him being a kid, and then like I love To Kill a Mockingbird, which is all about being kids. Yeah. And I think Kingdom Hearts does a good job of just the casual naivete of being friends with people when you're young, and there's just no prejudice. Like Riku is like so obviously the biggest asshole in the entire world. He's like so obviously evil, and Sora is just like, he's my friend, I gotta get him.
Yeah,
and it's just really, really endearing to me.
Yeah, I remember like I played that game when I was a kid, and like I feel like I remember like talking to my sister about like what the meaning of friendship was. Like that game like introduced to me themes like
exactly.
it's because it's like so obvious, like it's very obvious, it doesn't like hide it or anything.
Yeah,
but like through the gameplay and through just like the talking and like Sora probably proselytizing someone about being friendship being super strong or whatever.
He ends up doing that. He's like, I know that in my heart, like I'm always gonna have my friends.
Yeah,
and it's like with my friends, like I'll never lose my heart. It's like super oddly, like it's literally a light versus dark story.
Yeah, but like as a kid, like it fucking
I agree.
It spoke to me.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1 gets me emotional.
Yeah, I played it semi recently, and I wasn't like, I don't think I was that affected by it, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of it's like what you were talking about. Like for me, it's like it reminds me of being a kid.
Yeah,
which makes me emotional. I just love childhood.
I'm sorry you grew up.
I know, me too, man. Me too.
Oh, where's Peter Pan when you need him? All right. Well, it's getting to be. I mean, I could keep talking, but at least for this live stream, probably as long as it should be.
That's I agree. Probably should make a. Yeah. Well, that was fun. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I basically asked everything that I wanted to ask. It happened so organically. It was actually quite nice. I don't know if you watched any of the interview that I posted like a week ago, but that one.
I watched your one with Nova Canoe.
Yeah,
because I love Nova Canoe. He's about as opposite from my content as you could possibly get.
Yeah.
But man, I love that guy. And then I think when I was watching all your stuff, like when I first discovered you, I think I watched a couple others. I really like those long form videos because I can just put them on while I, do whatever, like play Civ or something like that.
Yeah. Wait, what was I asking? Oh yeah.
No, if you want to wrap it up.
Right. But yeah, my last interview, it had to be like really choppy because like the camera and stuff. I like filmed it at Shrekfest. That's the thing.
Oh, I started watching that one. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was Shrekfest you were at. Yeah, I must not have been paying very close attention. I'll go back.
Well, I didn't like. Oh, I guess the intro. I probably said it.
Okay.
So, thanks. No, I was kidding. But yeah, so like this interview was very good. Thank you.
No problem. I'm happy to do it.
Because it was. I don't know if I should be this meta about the interview as I'm doing it. It matters. It flowed very well. I appreciate that. Thank you for being a good conversation.
This is my first time being interviewed for like something I've made. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Have you been interviewed for something before besides a job, I guess?
I mean, no.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. Not anything like this. Not like on TV or like a show or a channel or something.
Right. Yeah, this is gonna be big.
I could literally just do this for the hours. Like,
yeah,
like I could just talk video game shit forever. So I'm happy to do it.
Right. I appreciate that you let me get the chance. I like the thing about your streams is like I kind of hate it because I just want to like talk. Like I don't want to fucking type and like wait for you to see it, you know. And then it's like the thing is already passed by, and I had a good witty joke about it. And
yeah,
it's like you won't get it now.
That's so hard as a streamer sometimes.
Yeah.
I have short-term memory, so sometimes people will put stuff and I have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Right.
Because they typed it forever ago, and I'm just like, I'm sorry. Yep.
I mean, I don't mean to overstep my bounds, but if you're streaming, could I like talk to you? Like, could I?
Oh, like do you have a Discord?
Chat? Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have like okay, this is gonna sound like old person. I don't know how Discord really works. I just know how to talk to my Counter-Strike friends. Okay, it won't even load right now. I'll just like talk to you on Twitter and we can get that set up.
Right. I mean, you don't, I don't want to impose or anything, but it's just like
be confident, man. It's fine.
I'm imposing. I want to do this. But yeah, I think that'd be, I like hanging out with you. So
yeah, cool. Me too.
Yeah.
Are we all good? I need to go to sleep.
Okay.
I've been driving. I've been driving for like a long time. I'm about to pass out.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go. This has been. Also, I have to use the name of this series: Interviews, etc. If you got this far, Jesus Christ!
Thank you. You're insane.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, whoever's out there. And oh wait, what is it? Have a wonderful night.
Have a wonderful. It is night. Okay, I'm going for real. Bye, guys.